what you need from this, keep it from your friends. Show me how you wanna feel, take it with control. I might show you things you didn't know. You rise for miles above the world. On and on, let it burn all night. We won't even stop before the morning light. Oh, high above the clouds. On and on, let it burn all night. We keep rising up so high. Oh, miles and miles. Tell me what you wanna see. Don't turn off the lights. Take what you want from this. Try to catch me by surprise. Tell me what you wanna see. Bring me to the edge. You get me time and time again. We rise for miles above the world. On and on, let it burn all night. We won't even stop before the morning light. Oh, high above the clouds. On and on, let it burn all night. We keep rising up so high. Oh, miles and
From just inside the 10, Torgerson swings it out. It's caught by McKnight, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. They swing Cade McKnight out on a wheel route. Nobody went with him. Torgerson just lobbed it into the gut of his running back, and he walks in untouched.
Well, I don't think Torgerson is ever going to have an easier touchdown pass in his career. As you said, just a wheel route out to the right. Nobody goes with him, and he just waltzes right in.
A 9-yard touchdown pass to Cade McKnight with 39 seconds to go in the ball game. The Marauders actually out there as well, and this time they go with a little straightforward onside kick, and the ball's on the ground. This one's going to be interesting. There's a pileup. It got batted around by multiple players there, and the Marauders get it.
It was just a kick straight up the middle, and he runs after himself, is able to knock down some of the other people, and then number 21 there is able to fall on top.
49. Snap back to Torgerson. Steps up, fires one, pass is caught by Allen. He's trying to get to the sideline, and he will get out of bounds. Great job by Austin Allen.
Replay there, Allen just runs to the right there. It wasn't a complex route by any means, just a simple route out to the outside, and then, like you said, breaks the tackle, able to get out of bounds to get.
Low snap, but corralled by Torgerson. He's going to fire, pass is caught by Allen, but it was only for a couple of yards, and they're going to have to use their last time out. That was a really 4th and a yard for Marcus at the Little Elm 40. Snap back. Torgerson fires over the middle, pass is caught by Mayfield, and he gets down at the 29-yard line. Now they have to get up and spike the ball and stop the clock. And they do exactly that. Santiago Diaz lines it up for 46 yards. Snap is down. The kick has got the leg. It's on the way. It is good! Santiago Diaz from 46 yards gives the Marauders a 26-24 lead with 4 seconds left in the ball game.
The Marauders brought home a Marcus DNA last-second victory last week. This week, the Marauders go all in against the Cowboys from Coppell to keep their playoff hopes alive. Don't move. It's all happening right here. This is Marcus Football Night on Tradio.
He's into the end zone. 10-5 touchdown.
Marauder fans, welcome to the Marcus Football Night pregame show. Now, here are your hosts, Jacob Dedamore and Tim Smith.
Good evening, Marauder fans, and welcome to Marauder Stadium here on the campus of Marcus High School for the season finale, the regular season finale, as your Marcus Marauders here on the final home game of the season will be hosting the Coppell Cowboys with their playoff hopes on the line. Jacob Dedamore here with you along with Tim Smith here on Tradio and Champion Sports Radio. And Tim, it is do or die for the Marcus Marauders tonight, and unfortunately, it really, while yes, they have to win to get into the playoffs, they also need some assistance tonight. And so all you can do is really focus on your job and control what you can control.
It's hard to not think about what's going on across town, right, with that Hebron game. But like you say, you can't concentrate on that. It's got to be all hands on deck and concentrate on what is right in front of you. And I'll tell you, for the seniors tonight, this is a big night for them. They do not want their season to end, so I expect some big-time efforts. And, you know, you've got Jake Torgerson, who by injury, by default, is now the starting quarterback. As a senior, you got to imagine he's going to lay it all on the line here tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, the Coppell Cowboys come into this game tonight at 7-1, 5-1 in district play. They've had a very successful season, as they typically do. But they're locked into their playoff spot. No matter what they do tonight, they are where they are in the standings, and that is not going to change because they lost to Denton Geyer early in the season, and they beat Louisville, the two teams on either side of them. They sit in second place in the district, so they cannot change their seeding as far as the playoffs go, regardless of what happens this evening. So I'm very curious to see how it gets approached from a Coppell standpoint. You have to think that they're going to play their starter for at least a majority of the game just because you don't want to lose that kind of rhythm. But I am curious to see how they approach it beyond that because they just don't because this is a road game, not a home game, they really don't have anything to play for tonight.
They have nothing to play for. Do you play some underclassmen? Do you get some guys some time? Do you play some seniors tonight that haven't gotten a lot of time throughout the year? Because this is one of those weird nights where this game means absolutely nothing for Coppell, but everything for Marcus. That being said, Coppell could look at this game as, hey, let's work on some stuff. Let's make sure we're crisp as we go into the playoffs next week. So that's the old question, too. We see it at all levels of football. Once you're locked in, what do? I'm a component of playing your guys and trying to go into the playoffs on some sort of a roll. So I wouldn't expect Coppell really to pull off the reins here tonight.
And if you're Marcus, obviously, if you're Coppell, your coaching staff hopes that, your guys, the competitor in them takes over and they, are just going to play their game. But you do wonder when you're dealing with high school guys, they know they're coming out here tonight just to play a game that means nothing because they're locked into the spot that they're in. It's one of those things you just never know if that is going to set in with a team.
And we keep saying a game that means nothing, but take yourself back to high school, right? I mean, this is nostalgic for me every time we get to an end of the season. My senior season ended on the field, no playoffs, last game of the year in Palatine, Illinois. Listen, it may mean nothing in the standings, but to the kids on the field, it's going to mean everything, and it's still bragging rights in the area. So I expect a full-on competition between both teams.
And from the Marcus standpoint, again, this is all about it's all about emptying the cupboard tonight.
Emptying the clip.
Yeah,
because
whether Marcus wins or if Marcus wins and gets the help they need and gets into the playoffs, the bottom line is this is their final game at this stadium this year. They will not be hosting a playoff game, so that they will be going on the road. So this is it as far as your last chance to play at Marauder Stadium in front of your fans.
I'm going to take the opportunity right now because I might not get another one. But if this is the last game of the season, you simply can't hold anything back.
Thank you, Dan Fouts. We appreciate that. Coming out next, we're going to take a quick break here, and when we come back here on Marcus Football Night, we will hear the thoughts of Marcus head coach Mike Alexander as we are heading into. By the way, before we take that break, I have to mention, we talk about this in the interview, the Marauders last week are in this position to have a chance to get into the playoffs tonight because of how they persevered and overcame last week on the road at Little Elm.
Yeah, a huge win. I was not a part of that game last week.
Slacker.
But later in the evening, I went and turned on the game, watched the whole thing. It was fantastic. And that field goal, that drive that Jake Torgerson to get them in field goal position, the throw he made to get them in that position to spike the ball, the mechanics of that, absolutely fantastic.
Were you watching the game like this?
I was. Yes, I was dressed as Batman
Tim
last
was
week.
dressed as Batman for Halloween last week. He had a prior commitment last week for some Halloween festivities, and so you have to make the wife happy, and we all know that that's how life works, and so that's what Tim did last week, and we do not blame you at all for doing that.
The good news is I found the Joker.
So the Marauders last week with that miraculous comeback in the final minute, getting the touchdown they needed and then recovering an onside kick and getting the career-long field goal from Santiago Diaz from 47 yards out to take the lead. It was just, an example of overcoming adversity, which they've had to do the last 2 weeks anyway,
Right.
but having to overcome adversity within the game after blowing that lead in that game and being able to find a way to win to give yourself an opportunity tonight.
Absolutely outstanding, and that should drive them tonight, and we'll see if they come out with a fast start.
All right. When we come back here on the pregame show here on Marcus Football Night, we will hear the thoughts of Marcus head coach Mike Alexander. This is the pregame show on Marcus Football Night on Tradio and Champion Sports Radio.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact Mike Bean for your personal price plan today.
Are you ready to score big in the game of home ownership? Southern Collective Realty is here to get you into the end zone of your dream home. Hi, I'm Amy Turner, and I'm the broker and owner of Southern Collective Realty. I've been a Marcus mom for the last 6 amazing years and a great supporter of the Marauders.
I'm Sarah Grant, and I'm proud to be a Marauder mom and aunt. Together, we bring in over 20 years of experience in Flower Mound and surrounding areas. Southern Collective Realty, where every home purchase is a victory.
Ready to kick off your search? Give us a call today.
From kickoff to dinner time, Flurry's Market Plus Provisions is your hometown spot. We're local, family-run, and obsessed with quality hand-cut meats, Cajun-inspired plates, and the best burgers in Flower Mound. Join us for lunch or dinner, or swing by the market for steaks and sides to feed the whole crew. Flurry's is proud to support Marcus High School and the community we call home. Flurry's Market Plus Provisions. Local. Quality. Community. Go Marauders!
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Marcus Football Night. And Tim Smith and Jacob Dedamore here with you, and we are joined by Marcus head coach Mike Alexander. Coach, cannot express enough what a gutty win that was on Friday night out at Little Elm. You mentioned it last week on our pregame show interview, how that was a very different Little Elm team that is very gutty and keeps fighting. And man, did they ever. And you guys were facing quite a bit of adversity yourselves, and you were able to overcome adversity within that game even to be able to come back in the final minute and get the win.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And we knew it was going to be tough. Fortunately, we started off well, utilizing a little different personnel, getting Peyton Belton going in the backfield. It's crazy. We put him back there and he just sees it well, and kind of kicking myself for not putting him back in the backfield earlier in the season. But he did a great job giving us a spark and scoring on the first drive. And then Coach Harper and our offensive staff did a really nice job of finding some plays to get us first downs and some explosive plays throughout the game. And then, our defense, I'll tell you, because y'all don't watch as much video as we do, but that whole game plan that Little Elm brought coming into the game, being empty personnel and throwing it around, was not what we were prepared for all week. We had seen them in empty and had a plan, but did not have a plan for defending, 90% of the snaps in the first half out of empty. So good job for Little Elm on getting creative and good job on our defensive staff of finding ways throughout the first half to get stops in the red zone. Our kids never stopped fighting. They never stopped playing hard. And there at the end, we just found a way to get it done.
Those guys up front, obviously, it was a whole different situation for them, not only individually, but also as a cohesive unit. What were your thoughts on how they played up front on the offensive line, and what did you tell the guys after the game?
I was proud of them. A lot of those kids, 4 out of the 5, that was really their first varsity action. And so anytime when you got 4 guys that are brand new, especially in a group like the offensive line, it poses a lot of challenges. We got a couple penalties early on snap infractions, and that's just a result of, new center, and he's just a little bit late on the snap, and the offensive linemen are used to the ball getting snapped a little bit quicker, even in practice. So we hopefully we'll get those things worked out. But I was proud of those guys. They fought hard. We found out we didn't really know what that group collectively is, would be good at, because we had never played them together. And so we had a little better idea what we can do this week going into the Coppell game with that group. And hopefully we'll just continue to get a little bit better.
Well, Coach, first off, congratulations on a huge win last week with all you guys had to deal with. And with all that adversity, not only during the week, but throughout that game and coming away with a huge emotional win, how do you reel the troops back in this week and focus in on the task at hand tonight, where you need a win in hopes to keep your playoff dreams alive?
Being that it's our last home game for the year, for sure, regardless of what happens in the playoff scenarios, you got to believe that our seniors are going to play their tails off, and especially the ones, that have been starters all year, and knowing that this is the last time they're going to go out to Marauder Stadium and defend the M. And so I think that we'll go and compete really, really well. Obviously we're outmanned one more week. We've got, pretty much our entire starting offensive line. They'll be back if we go to the playoffs, but so we got one more week of our backups stepping in, and they're going to play hard, and we got a good plan. And like I said, it's going to look a little bit different. The Flower Mound game the week before looked a little bit different, just because that was our first game without Nussmeier at quarterback. So we just keep grinding and keep finding ways to get first downs and touchdowns.
You spoke about the quarterback situation, and I really thought that, in my opinion, watching from the booth, I thought Jake took a really big step forward this past week, not only just running things on the offense, but just kind of leading things out there. What were your thoughts on his performance?
Man, I mean, ultimately quarterbacks and coaches are judged by their record, and right now Jake's 2-0 as a starter, and you don't get to that position by making bonehead plays and being careless with the football. And he did a good job most of the night of doing that. We had one careless turnover on a quarterback center exchange that, you never want to see those things, but sometimes those things happen. But it wasn't because of him being careless as much as just ball didn't get up to him quick enough, and he didn't have a great handle on it on the exchange. But I'm proud of Jake. He's excited. He's showing up to practice with the energy every day, bouncing around, rallying the troops, and doing what he needs to do as the quarterback.
Well, Coach, Marcus needs a big win tonight. Hebron needs to lose. Will you be keeping an eye on that Hebron score, or will it be tunnel vision on that Marcus sideline tonight?
In our position, I've never really felt like it warranted any time, because we're gonna go into this game calling this game to win it regardless. If it was a point situation, that's a different deal. But the ultimate thing here this week is we can win by 1 or 10 or 12 or 13, doesn't matter. As long as Hebron loses, we're in. So we have one goal, and that's going to be to win the game. I'll probably, check the phone or whatever after the clock expires if we win, and then we'll see what happens. But no, I'll be 100% laser focused on just making sure that we give our kids every opportunity to win this game, because the worst thing that happens is, we show up and miss an opportunity to win this football game, and Hebron loses, and we're really kicking ourselves. So we're going to be laser focused on getting a W for our seniors' last home game, and we'll go from there.
Well, one more game at Marauder Stadium for all the seniors, and we'll be looking forward to seeing everybody try and really finish things off in style tonight.
All right. Appreciate it, guys.
Those are the thoughts of head coach Mike Alexander. Tim and I will be back with more of the pregame show here on Marcus Football Night on Tradio and Champion Sports Radio.
Point Bank is proud to support the Marcus Marauders football season. Show your Marauder pride with a custom Point Bank school logo debit card. Learn more at pointbank.com. It's not just banking, it's point banking. Member FDIC.
I've been practicing law for 30 years. I have said one phrase more than any other. Why didn't you call me sooner? There are ways to accomplish the same goals in litigation from a perspective of finding solutions to complex problems as opposed to winning. I firmly believe that if you think you need a lawyer, you need to come in and talk to one. We would be more than happy to guide you so that you don't have
Back here on the pregame show here on Marcus Football Night. Jacob Dedamore, Tim Smith here with you from Marauder Stadium. We're about 10 minutes or so away from kickoff, and at this time, as we do every week, it is time for Tim's Keys to the Game. And for that, I send that to my broadcast partner, Tim Smith.
Well, thank you, Jacob, and thank you for holding on to the baton a week ago. For tonight, the first one is going to be enjoy the evening, especially the seniors. This very well could be your last game of the season. It's certainly the last home game of the year. So go out and just have a great time, enjoy the atmosphere, soak it all up. The next thing for this defense, they must slow down starting quarterback, the sophomore, the 6'5", 220-pound Carter Zingelman. Not only does he have over 600 yards rushing on the ground, which is only 40 yards off of the starting tailback, but he's also got almost 1,300 yards through the air. So this guy is a or 13,000 yards through the air, He is killing it in the air, on the ground. You've got to contain that guy and slow him down. And next thing, we got it from the interview. Coach Alexander wants to tee it high and let it fly. Let it all hang out, empty the barrel, completely empty what you have in that playbook tonight, throw in the kitchen sink at the Coppell defense.
You were right the first time. It's 1,300, not 13,000. 13,000.
Did I say 13? You know. There's a lot of yards out there.
That would be a very big story nationally. It is 1,300,
yes, it would. Gosh, if I could just do simple math. That's why I'm doing this.
Just look where the comma is. Look where the comma is. That always helps. You're right. I mean, this is going to be, and we saw this last year with Coppell. It really is. They do have some talent at wide receiver. They do get some things to their guys, but this is a running football team. They like to run the ball, period, with their quarterback and with their two running backs. They do use both Jaden George and Dylan McAfee, so it is going to be incumbent upon the front six, front seven, however Marcus decides to play it tonight, to slow down this rushing attack of Coppell and get some stops, because regardless, this is a very good offense who has put up a decent amount of points this year, and they've got to give their offense a chance tonight.
Well, it's something that we've talked about with Marcus all year, is controlling the clock, slowing the game down, giving the defense, because this defense has been reeling most of the year. They've been shorthanded, a younger defense, so really it's about controlling the clock. But tonight, I don't know what's going to happen with all the different plays we have. We could see some really explosive plays and some things that we didn't expect.
Yeah, I mean, I really think you're going to see, and we saw this last week against Little Elm. We've seen it for the last 2 games. You're going to see a decent amount of mixing and matching, not only at the quarterback position, because I fully expect to see Jamison Mayfield take a few snaps at quarterback. I think we're going to see not only Carter Francis and Cade McKnight at running back, but we're also going to see, like we did last week, I think we're going to see a little bit of Peyton Belton back there as well. You know, this is very it's a funny line to use, but it really is a throw the kitchen sink at them and see what happens.
Yeah, Peyton Belton brings that quickness and that vision that they didn't realize that he had until a week ago. Coach Alexander, really happy they learned that, and they're going to use him a little tonight. You could imagine some pop passes, reverses, maybe some double passes, double reverses. Who knows what we're going to see, but I'm excited for it.
I am as well, because, you know, again, as we've talked about with the situation that Marcus is in, they not only have to win, but they have to hope that Flower Mound, their crosstown rival, finds a way to knock off Hebron tonight so that they can get into the playoffs, because that is really the only path that Marcus has to make the postseason here in 2025. All right, those are Tim's keys to the game, and now it is time for us to go to the starting lineups here for both of these teams, and we will go ahead and start. Okay. No worries. We'll just go ahead. We had to make sure we had graphics, or if we didn't, so we're good. Let's go ahead and start with the Marcus Marauders. And on offense, we're going to see, obviously, Luke Susko at one wide receiver. The other outside receiver will be Jamison Mayfield. You'll see him a little bit at quarterback as well tonight. Starting tight end, the sophomore, Bear Kogler. Mayfield, of course, a junior. Susko, the senior, off the basketball team, has had a very good year for the Marcus Marauders. Starting at quarterback tonight, it is Jake Torgerson, the senior, who has taken over for the injured Colton Nussmeyer. You will see Cade McKnight starting at tailback, but we expect to see a heavy mix of Carter Francis and a little bit of Peyton Belton as well. Austin Allen is your starting slot wide receiver. And the big H, Gavin Huppman, you'll see a lot of him tonight because Marcus, the last couple of weeks, has played a lot of 12 personnel. So you'll see a lot of Gavin Huppman tonight, too. On defense, up front, Will Harrison. Liam Hoskins tonight is playing the nose. That is due to the injury 2 weeks ago to Tanasi Jager. We have heard that the last report that we had with him is that he's going to be okay, but he is out for now. So Hoskins plays the nose, and Evan Darbone is going to be at the outside, the other outside defensive end spot. Your linebackers, as they have been all season, Ryan San Miguel at the Sam. In the middle is Gage Patrick, number 21, and number 15, Cole Schott on the other side. Your 2 starting cornerbacks, Bradley Umi Izioki is going to be on one side. On the other side tonight is going to be Brady Moore. He is not at his freak position. Since the injury to Nussmeyer, which caused Torgerson to move back to quarterback, they've moved Brady Moore over to the boundary corner. Evan Sachs is going to be your freak position. Roving the middle is going to be Easton Mitchell, who's had a big year for this defense. And Logan Loxley tonight, as he did last week, will get the start at the bandit position. Those are the starting lineups for the Marcus Marauders as the teams are starting to come onto the field. The Coppell Cowboys tonight are in their white road uniforms, white jerseys and white pants with black numbers outlined in red, and they have their black Coppell Cowboy helmets with the logo on either side. The Marauders tonight coming out in their red jerseys with the white numbers, and the black pants tonight with the red and white stripes down each leg. For the Coppell Cowboys tonight on the starting lineup, it is Carter Zingelman, the sophomore. At quarterback, he is a transfer from from Liberty Christian in Argyle. That's where Jason Witten coaches. He is transferred in this year as a sophomore. Has had a big year for them. 1,263 yards passing, almost 300 yards rushing, 11 touchdowns total. So he's had a very solid season as a sophomore. He will be on either side of him, either in the backfield or together or separately. You'll see Jaden George, number 20, the junior, or number 28, Dylan McAfee, the senior, at the tailback position. Up front, we expect to see junior Eric Anguiano at left tackle, but we will see. He was a game-time decision tonight. If he is not starting at left tackle, the listed right tackle, Herod Bosumpem, will move over to the right side, and at right tackle, Aaron Isbell, the starting nose tackle, will move into the right tackle spot. At left guard is Austin Heights. At center is Olin Olvera, the junior. Austin Heights is a sophomore. And at right guard, senior number 70, Hayden Yepes. Harold Bosapim, number 77, is a senior. Eric Anguiano is a junior, number 55. And Aaron Isbell, number 50, is also a junior. Your starting wide receivers are senior, number 13, Crew Davis. On one side, on the other side is number 88, Jacob Anene. He is a sophomore. And at the slot is number 19, junior Jackson Eccles. Your starting tight end is junior number 15, Evan Mackin. On defense for the Cowboys, up front, you have senior number 3, Braden Powell at one defensive end. The other defensive end is junior number 23, Lincoln Gardner. We mentioned Aaron Isbell, number 50, the junior, a moment ago. He's one defensive tackle starter. The other is senior number 0, Edeve Nesiyama up front. Your 3 linebackers. In the middle is senior number 5, Kenneth Gibbs Jr. At the weak side, number 14, junior Madden Montague. And on the on the strong side, number 2, senior Tyrell Roberson. Tyrell Roberson's twin brother, Tyree, number 1, is one of the starting corners. He is also a senior, of course. The other starting cornerback is number 7, junior Jaden Bibbs. Your 2 starting safeties, sophomore number 16, Dalen Montgomery, and number 32, sophomore Anthony Lewis. And right now we're going to take you down to the field as the flag is coming onto the field with the color guard. And we will take you to the public address announcer for our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for our national anthem, being performed tonight by the Marcus High School Marauder Band.
Wrong pot. There we go. Turned up the wrong one. Excellent job of the Marcus Marauder Marching Band on the national anthem, and we are just about ready to get underway here in the regular season finale between the Marcus Marauders and the Coppell Cowboys. The Marauders won the coin toss and elected to defer, so the Marauders will be kicking off and starting on defense tonight. Again, going to be very incumbent to stop this duo of running backs and the quarterback. Carter Zingelman, the sophomore, has rushed for 300 yards and a couple of touchdowns this season. The two running backs, Jaden George, the junior, he has 485 yards and 6 touchdowns. He's averaging 4.7 a carry. And Dylan McAfee on the other side, he has 642 yards on the ground this season and 5 touchdowns, averaging 6.8 a carry. Both of these young men are transfers. Dylan McAfee transferred in from Keller Central High School. Jaden George transferring in from Geyer. And, of course, Carter Zingelman, the sophomore. Big kid, sophomore, and he's already 6'5", 220.
He's huge.
That tells you something for the future. I was looking at the wrong stat. I'm sorry. I was looking at what he did last week. Carter Zingelman has 602 yards rushing. I was looking at the wrong line. And 12 touchdowns on the ground this year. My fault. My bad. So, again, he's the leading rusher on this team. And a little short pooch kick, bounces, picked up at the 22-yard line. Weaving his way up out past the 30, and the ball's on the ground, still on the ground, and the Marauders can't get on top of it. Coppell comes up with it. That ball got forced out, and just none of the Marauders could get on top of it, and Coppell catches a break early.
And a couple of Marauders had chances at it. One Marauder had the ball in his hands, and it squeezed out like a greasy pig and ended up on the ground. The bounce just not going their way. I thought it was about to. I was really excited, Jacob.
Yeah, it looked like somebody was there to maybe to get on top of it, but that's how that little oblong piece of leather can go sometimes. It
bounces odd sometimes.
Yes, it does. And so here come the Coppell Cowboys again in their all-white uniform, black numbers outlined in red, and those red black helmets with the CC logo on them. 1st and 10, they go into the pistol. Zingelman will hand it off on 1st down. Going over the left side is number 20, Jaden George, and the Marauders stop him for only a yard gain. Good start for the Marauder defense.
Yeah, really good start for Liam Haskin. You talked about him being at that defense, that nose tackle position, which is where he was. He pushes the center back into the backfield and causes the running back to bounce that outside just a little bit, enough for this Marauder defense to corral him.
We were wondering about the starting left tackle. It is Eric Anguiano on the left side. Handoff on 2nd down. Room up the middle. Out past the 40 is George. He found a hole over right around behind right tackle and shot up into the 2nd level for a gain of 12 at the 42.
Now that time, Haskins was out at the DN spot. They just took advantage and ran right up the middle for a quick little burst. Easy 1st down.
1st and 10 now for the Cowboys at the 42 after the 12-yard gain. Still in the pistol formation. They'll give it to George again, this time coming out over right tackle. Finds a little bit of room and then driven back by Will Harrison. He'll get about 3 yards, maybe 3.5 on, or excuse me, check that, about 1.5 yards, I'm sorry. He got out just past the 43, so it'll be a short 8, a short 9 here on 2nd down.
And great job by number 17, Evan Sachs, who was in on that play. He was at the defensive end spot, and he really held his ground out there at the corner and caused the running back to turn that up right into Will Harrison.
This time they go empty, and now George will motion into the backfield in a 4-wide set. Snap back, hand off to George, and he's hit in the backfield. He's able to fall forward back to the line of scrimmage, but Ryan San Miguel and Cole Schott met at the point of attack, and both hit George right after he took the handoff.
And Haskin was in there as well, coming from the left end. So Haskins moving all over the place. He's been on the left end, the right end, or Hoskins rather, has been on the right, the left, and at the nose tackle. He is the X factor for this D-line here tonight so far.
No gain, 3rd down and a long 8 just outside the 43-yard line for Coppell, staying in this 4-wide look with 3 receivers up top. George in the backfield. Snap back, Zingelman rolling to his right now, and we have a flag coming in. He's going to get away and get into the 2nd level, still on his feet, and finally gets tripped up in Marcus territory at the 37, but this thing may be coming back. That is usually where holding is called, and as Zingelman started to escape, the flag came in from the referee, and we can already see Coach Alexander signaling, yep, move him back, move him back.
Yeah, there was a twist blitz that was run by Marcus that time, and the guard reached, and you'll see it here on the replay. You'll see the linebacker, or the tackle it was, kind of reaches around, and then right there's another hold, so there's 2 holds on that play, and that's number 56, it looks like, from Coppell.
Yeah, that would be Austin Heights, the left guard. But right there, even though it didn't count, you could see the athleticism of the sophomore Zingelman on that play.
And he's a big kid, like you say, at 6'4 already, or 6'5 as a sophomore, probably still growing.
6'5", long legs, takes really long strides. So back it up, 3rd and a short 19 now from just outside the 33. They're going to go empty this time. Snap back to Zingelman. He has time. Now he's rolling to his right and is just going to get what he can, and he's going to run out of bounds at the 40. And we have another flag down back at the line of scrimmage. It was dropped right after the start of the play. Zingelman got up to the 40 for a gain of about 7. Let's see what the flag is. Looks like it's going to be going against Coppell, according to the headlinesman.
Great coverage on the back end of that play, and that causes Zingelman to take off. And when it's 3rd and 19, you don't expect that you're going to be able to run for 19 yards. And another hold.
Yeah, another hold, but that'll be declined as Marcus held him, Zingelman, well short of the 1st down. And the Marauders defense gets a stop here on the first possession, as the punt team will come on for the Cowboys. Austin Allen will go back to receive this punt. On to handle the punting duties is Jonathan Yoel, the junior, number 80.
It's a great start for that Marcus defense. Come out and set the tone early.
He's averaging about 35 yards a punt. Snap is back. And he gets a nice high punt here. Good hang time. And the fair catch is made by Allen at the 24. And that's where the Marauders will start their first possession with Jake Torgerson starting at the quarterback position. Torgerson on the season, 19 of 36, 144 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Had a much better game last week than he did in his first start. You can understand why. It takes you a little bit to kind of, when you've been playing defense all year especially, it's going to take you a little while to kind of get your legs on under you and kind of get your rhythm going as a quarterback.
And he wasn't terrible in his first start at all. It's just that they ran a lot of different things. He wasn't asked to do a whole lot, asked to do a little bit more last week, and maybe asked to do even more here tonight.
McKnight in the backfield with Torgerson in the shotgun. Snap back, play action. Torgerson already looking to throw, and he's going to fire one up to Susko, and Susko cannot get to the ball. Great coverage downfield. He was trying to just throw it up for Susko on a 50-50 ball, but on the coverage that time was number 31, Isaiah Witherspoon, it looked like.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do with Susko. You don't want to try to get underneath. You want to stay on top of him. You want to try to run behind him because what is Jake Torgerson going to do? He's going to throw those 50-50 balls and just try to not interfere, and did a good job that time.
So 2nd and 10 now as they took a shot on first down at the 24-yard line. Shotgun snap to Torgerson. They hand it to Belton. He's trying to find room, and he's going to cut back, and we're going to get a holding penalty.
No, you're going to get a face mask penalty.
Yeah, sorry.
You're going to get a face mask. They grabbed him around his mask. You could see his head even kind of spin a little bit. I happened to have the binoculars on him at that time.
Okay.
So it was an easy call for me.
Yeah, Torgerson, nothing was doing. He was trying to get to out over the right end and had no room and cut back. Yeah,
you'll see it here. It's on the replay. 23 just kind of reaches out and grabs him by the face mask. He doesn't mean to. It's not egregious, but that's Lincoln Gardner. Just couldn't keep up with the cutback.
Yeah, the defensive end, and Belton saw all that room to the backside, said, I'm going to see if I can get over there, and he drew the penalty. So move it out to the 41-yard line after the 2-yard run, and it's 1st and 10 for the Marauders. This time they go with a 3-wide trips receiver set with all 3 guys up at the top of the formation. Snap back, handoff on first down. It's Carter Francis. He's got room around the left end into Cowboy territory and out of bounds at the 44-yard line. That'll be a gain of 15 yards and a first down as Carter Francis gets his first carry of the night.
And Kogler, the big tight end, is getting a big block downfield. You can't even see him in your screen. There's no one there, but there's Kogler downfield blocking number 31, Witherspoon. Good job there on the run game. They collapse that entire left side and allow the big run right off the bat from Carter Francis. Good to see him getting going early.
15 yards from Francis. 1st and 10 at the Cowboy 44 here on the first drive of the game for the Marauders. Austin Allen comes in motion. Snap back. Torgerson passes one over the middle, and it's caught by Mayfield. He breaks a tackle inside the 40 down to the 37. That's a nice catch and gain of 7 yards for Jamison Mayfield. Mayfield on the season comes into this game 26 catches, 375 yards, and 3 touchdowns as a receiver. By the way, Carter Francis, we should mention, on the season, 490 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns, averaging 5.8 a carry coming into tonight.
What a catch by Mayfield in traffic.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there.
Had a man right on him, too. 2nd and 3 now. McKnight in the backfield. They'll hand it to the big runner, and he's going to get the first down inside the 30. Then they're going to mark him at the 30, so it'll be a gain of 7. They'll move the chains again. Marcus has got the offense kind of going here, especially thanks to a penalty from the Cowboys.
And throwing in a couple different sets. That time they show you a power pistol set. And what do I always say when you're in that power pistol set? Big old number 44, Gavin Huffman, always comes in that and always run behind him. And every time they do that, they seemingly have success. And here we are again. It's not necessarily a pistol, but it is a power formation.
Under center is Torgerson this time, 1st and 10 at the Coppell 30. Snap back, handoff to McKnight. He's just trying to find room and just not much there. He's going to get stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard, but I think they're going to mark him at the 29 for a gain of 1.
That time Coppell kind of figured it out too, right?
Yeah.
He comes in motion, Gavin comes in motion. They know they're going to run behind him, so they load up there, and everyone just kind of clogs up that line of scrimmage, makes it hard to get any yardage. But that's okay. Marcus likes to do that. You do that to set up the play action.
Well, that time you had Maud Kumar and Aaron Isbell, the 2 defensive tackles, just clogging everything up right there in the middle. Couldn't get much push. 2nd and 9 now for the Marauders at the 29. Francis goes in motion out of the backfield. Snap back to Torgerson in the shotgun. He's going to fire one over the middle. Wide open, Bear Kogler. That's going to be a walk-in touchdown. Bear Kogler makes the grab, and it was an easy 29-yard catch, the easiest touchdown that Torgerson will ever throw and that Kogler will ever score.
Well, Tom Brady said it on the commercial. We've all seen it now. When the safety leaves, rip that thing down the seam. There's absolutely no safety to even leave. Must have been a blown coverage.
Yeah.
They went into motion. They saw you see them kind of rotate to the motion man and leave Bear Kogler all by himself on the seam route.
Yeah, there was nobody within 10 yards of Bear Kogler. That was clearly a coverage bust by somebody from Coppell. But the Marauders strike first. Santiago Diaz on for the extra point. It is blocked, but it is no good.
Say no good.
Yeah, I thought maybe it snuck through, but it went wide after it was blocked. And so it is still 6-0 Marauders.
You see here, it's an easy pre-snap because he just comes right off the line of scrimmage. No one accounts for him. You'll see he's just running down the field all by himself. Surprised that ball didn't come out even sooner, but perfect throw and good recognition by Jake Torgerson. You got Kogler with his hand on the ground. They dismissed him as a blocker, and he just goes down the seam untouched.
For Bear Kogler on the season, that is, and I'm trying to find where's he at? There he is. That is his 4th touchdown of the season. Kogler came into the game 18 catches, 266 yards, and the 3 touchdowns. That is touchdown pass number 4 on the season for Jake Torgerson and the Marauders. With 6:32 to go here in the first, lead 6-0. That extra point that had a little protection breakdown there that was blocked, by the way, that time. That's the first miss of the season on an extra point by Santiago Diaz.
Wow. And you have stepped up your game tonight. You've got all the stats from all season, and you are letting the people know who's been doing what all year. I love it.
Only took me to week 10.
That's all right. We all grow up sometime. No, you're doing a great job. I love it. I'm sure the people love hearing what has been going on all season and who's been producing. Certainly Kogler's been producing, and like you said, the kicking game's been outstanding.
Yeah, the kickoff here. Again, it's a short kick. Fair caught, or actually it was kicked deep that time for the touchback. I was looking down when it was kicked. Sorry, I didn't see where it went. I just was seeing where guys were gathered. I thought maybe it was fair caught. But it'll start at the 25-yard line for
I was going to start to check the water bottle
for the Coppell Cowboys on the touchback on the kickoff.
So can this defense rise up and keep doing what they were doing? Of course, Coppell helped with some penalties and put themselves in really bad situations on their opening drive. So we'll see if they've been able to calm down. But this defense for Marcus now has to feel that momentum.
1st and 10. As they have a tight formation here with 4 wide. Now you have a receiver motion all the way across the formation to make it 3 receivers up top. Play action. Zingelman is going to try and get out of the pocket, and he is going to get wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Will Harrison was all over it as he play action, looked to his right and tried to run back to the left, or looked to his left, tried to run back right, and the Marcus defense was there.
And really didn't even look like he actually wanted to throw the ball. He gave up so quickly and went to run, and Will Harrison, he's having none of it. Spins off the block, way to shed that block from an interior lineman and come down and make the tackle.
Yeah, and Liam Hoskins forced him back inside as they were running a bit of a twist there, and so he forced him right back into Will Harrison. 2nd and 10 now as they stay in this 4 wide formation, 3 receivers up top. Snap back, handoff up the middle. Tackle broken out past the 25. Only going to get about 2 yards out to the 28 as it's Dylan McAfee's turn in the backfield. He's taking this drive at tailback, and they shut him down. Looks like they're going to give him forward progress to the 28, so we'll call this 3rd and 7 from just inside the 28-yard line.
Well, it's always problematic when you have a pulling guard off to the left. Your running back starts that way but then cuts back into an unblocked defender, and then the rest of the defenders just come and rally. Marcus, again, nice job. Everyone playing their gaps on this run game, and it's going to be pivotal that they slow down this Coppell run game.
3rd and a long 7. Snap back to Zingelman. He is now rolling to his right, spinning away from pressure. He's just going to try and run, and he's going to get wrapped up for a loss. It's going to be a sack. Cole Schott wraps him up at the 26-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1.5 yards, and the Marcus defense playing solid ball here early as they gave Zingelman nowhere to run.
Nowhere. Liam Hoskin, once again, is giving chase. You'll see him come from the interior this time. He beats 1 man. He beats 2 men. Quarterback now has to roll to his right to try to get out of there. Hoskins giving chase, and then the rest of the team, of course. And look at that play by Will Schott. He's been doing it all year. This defense is on fire so far.
Snap back on the punt. Good pressure. Almost got there. Not quite, but it's a high hanger. And Austin Allen comes up and makes the fair catch at the 40-yard line with 4:25 to go here in quarter number 1. The Marauders off to a strong start. We're going to take a quick break. This is Marcus Football Night on Tradio Champion Sports Radio.
Sideline Spirit Co. is the fresh, reimagined way to do fan gear, born out of the heart of a Marauders mom. What started in the stands as ideas has grown into the official fan gear partner of Marcus Football. From hoodies and hats to game day essentials supporting the red, black, and silver, Sideline Spirit Co. brings a crisp, new look to Friday Night Lights. Every purchase supports our Marauders. Pick up your gear at the next home game in the north corner of the stadium. Look for the merch trailer. Follow at the Sideline Spirits Co. on Instagram and Facebook for what's up and coming, and visit us online at thesidelinespiritco.com. Are you looking to team up and need
Snap back here on first down. It's a handoff right up the gut, and the pile moves like a scrum out to about the 45-yard line. That'll be a nice solid gain on first down for the Marauders.
And that was Belton right away.
Yeah.
He's getting a carry inside the tackle. That's the guy you like to get out in space oftentimes, but at times he gets a little inside run and shows strength.
Nice job, but nice work by the offensive line, too, on first down there to really move the line of scrimmage forward. 5 yards for Belton on first down, 2nd and 5. McKnight is now in the backfield with Torgerson under center. Allen goes in motion. Snap back. They hand it to Allen on a little end-around jet sweep, and it goes nowhere. As waiting for him that time to make the tackle was the defensive end, number 3, Braylon Powell, as he saw that play coming, stayed home, and dropped Austin Allen for a loss of a yard.
He sure did. When your defensive end can stay home like that, it makes it really hard to execute those types of plays. There was no action going opposite of him, so there was nothing really to pull him away. He just sat there and waited on Austin Allen.
3rd and 6 now for the Marauders at their own 44. Jacob Dedamore, Tim Smith here with you from Marauder Stadium. Regular season finale for both of these teams. Snap back to Torgerson, play action. He's looking, he's going to fire one deep up the near side, looking for Susko, and Susko makes the grab, but he is out of bounds. Did not get a foot down. The referee called it immediately. He went up over the DB to make the catch, as defending on the play that time was the junior number 7, Jaden Bibbs, and he had great coverage. Susko made a great effort, but just couldn't get the foot down.
Absolutely disgusting catch. One-handed, kind of back palmed it. Let's see if he does get a foot in. I'm not sure that he was totally out of bounds here. Oh, yeah, he sure was. That left foot comes down out of bounds, but great effort. Just get that ball a little bit more inside, Jake.
Bear Kogler with a punt, and it's going to hit at about the 17 and then get picked up. Ooh, that was dangerous by one of the Coppell blockers who caught that on a bounce. That was number 23 for Coppell, Lincoln Gardner, who I don't know why he bothered to catch that. It was actually bouncing his team's way. It hit at about the 17 and kicked out to the 20, but he decided to catch that in the air, and whew, that could have been really bad for Coppell, but they're going to get the ball at the 21-yard line.
And so now this defense has to stand up once again. Now, what we haven't seen is Coppell really try to establish a run game. I'm a little surprised how pass-heavy they've been early on. Will they start to try to establish a run game now?
1st and 10 for the Cowboys here. They have 3 receivers up top.
For a run team, they haven't run very much, is all I'm saying.
Snap back. It'll be a handoff on first down. Out past the 25. Nice strong run. Breaking a couple of tackles was Jaden George. Looks like, at least so far, the running backs are trading series right now.
That's kind of what we expected more so of, was just those inside power runs like that. And they've got 2 running backs that run the ball, and, of course, the quarterback likes to run the ball. We haven't seen any designed runs from him yet either.
Gain of 7 for Schott on first down. It'll be 2nd and 3. Yeah, everything that that Zingelman's tried to do has basically been a scramble. Snap back, another handoff to George, and he's got room over the right side. Breaks a tackle, gets to the 2nd level and out to the 40. He is running hard and strong and accelerating through some little gaps in the line, and he gets that ball out to the 40-yard line.
Well, of course, now you're catching the defense on a short series. You ran 3 plays, you came off. The offense comes in for 3. Now you're right back on the field, a little winded. Now it's the time for this offensive line to start leaning. This defense has to come up and make a stop. These linebackers must play A-plus football.
Gain of 12 for George on that carry. 1st and 10 at the 40 now. Just under 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. Marcus with a 6-0 lead. 3 receivers at the bottom of the formation this time. Blitz coming from the outside, and Zingelman reads it and steps up immediately, makes a man miss, gets out past the 45 and all the way out to the 48. Great recognition by Carter Zingelman. He saw Ryan San Miguel coming off the edge on a blitz and just immediately took off up the middle.
I'm not sure if that was supposed to be an outside receiver screen or a quarterback draw because none of the receivers really moved off the line either. But either way, it was nice run there by Carter. It's about time because he really hasn't been able to get downfield at all.
8 yards on first down for Zingelman, his most productive play of the game so far. Yeah, it really looked like he just saw the blitz coming and just said, oh, I'm out. Just looked like he recognized what was happening.
And that could have been.
2nd and 2 for the Cowboys. Snap back, handoff to George, and he gets hit right at the line. Great wrap-up by San Miguel that time for no gain, setting up 3rd and short.
And they just left one of the best defenders on Marcus completely unblocked, and you simply can't do that if you're going to have any sort of success. You'll see him on the edge of the line here, and absolutely nobody picks him up. And nice wrap-up, easy tackle there for San Miguel, who's been a force all season long.
3rd and 2 now for the Cowboys, their own 48. They will have to run this play as the play clock is ahead of the game clock as we're under 30 seconds to go. Shotgun snap back, handoff to George. He has the first down into Marcus territory, still on his feet and gets all the way down inside the 35. That young man right now, the junior Jaden George, is really running low to the ground, low center of gravity, and he is running through tackles right now.
He's running extremely hard and getting through the line. We'll see the blocking scheme once again. They're going to pull a guard and a backside tackle, which is able to, and that's just too many guys. You're just out-hatted at that point, and good run scheme.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter, and the Marcus Marauders will go to quarter number 2 with a lead. They lead Coppell 6-0. This is Marcus Football Night on Champion Sports Radio and Tradio.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact Mike Bean for your personal price plan today.
Back here at Marauder Stadium, Jacob Dedamore, Tim Smith here with you on Marcus Football Night. We go to quarter number 2, and the Marcus Marauders lead the Coppell Cowboys by a score of 6-0. The very important game everybody is wondering about tonight, if you're a Marauder fan, going on over at Wildcat Stadium, at Jaguar Stadium. The Flower Mound Jaguars right now and the Hebron Hawks tied at 7 in the first quarter. Again, Hebron needs to lose, Marcus needs to win for them to get into the playoffs. And right now, the Flower Mound Jaguars putting up a fight. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys at the Marcus 39 as we start the second quarter after some strong running from Jaden George. And they're going to give it to him again. He's got room over the right side. And, man, he is just really – not only is their offensive line finding holes, but he is accelerating quickly. Gets another 8 yards right there.
Hoskins pursues that time once he gets into the backfield and sets himself up to be blocked by a pulling guard. But yeah, this run scheme that they've rolled out on this drive has been excellent. Lots of pulls, lots of movement up front, and the offensive line is working in concert, as you said.
2nd and a short 2. They're going to give it to George again. Dances up the middle, breaks an arm tackle, then gets popped at the 20-yard line. As coming up to make the hit that time, I think that
17.
That was Evan Sachs.
That was Evan Sachs again, his second big hit of the night.
Now, it's still a solid gain of 5 yards down to the 20, and it moves the chains, but a good solid hit from Evan Sachs.
This run defense for the Marauders is reeling right now. It's just so much coming at them. They're going to have to bring a couple more guys down into this box because they're simply being out-hatted.
Coppell O-line right now is really establishing the line of scrimmage. Little play-action throw out to the far side. Pass is caught inside the 15 down to the 13, wrapped up That is number 18, Diego Rodriguez, who made the catch on the play action for a gain of 7.
Fooled me. I thought they were running for the first time without a pulling guard, but no. Little play action right into the flat, wide open. Why? Because everybody's eyes are in the backfield now from this run game really starting to take shape.
Second and they're going to mark him at the 14, so it'll be 2nd and 4 now for the Cowboys. And they give it to George again. He gets to the 10 and gets stood up, but he's going to get the first down. They're going to mark him at the 9, and it'll be 1st and goal. This offensive line right now on this possession is really doing a fantastic job of moving bodies and resetting the line of scrimmage.
They sure are, and that time we saw a little counter. So we've seen some power runs. Now we see a little power counter out of the same type of look. So really coming at you at all different angles. Now it looks like we could get an empty set look. So look for a quarterback design run here based on what we've seen and what we know of the Coppell Cowboys.
Yeah, 1st and goal here for the Marauders. George, the running back, is lined up almost like a tight end, and now they bring a player in motion. It's a fake, a roll to the left from Zingelman. He's looking to throw, and now he's just going to step up and take off. Makes a man miss inside the 5, spins to the goal line, and he's going to get stopped at the 1. And the ball came out late. The forward progress had already been ruled.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, Zingelman wasn't really looking to run that time, and he didn't see a man open and just took off and used his athleticism to get down to the 1-yard line.
Well, I mean, he should have seen a man open because Diego Rodriguez, number 18, was wide open. He had gotten behind the defense, easy for us to see up here, but that's where the play is designed. If he just lofts it up, easy touchdown. But good play here. We're going to see that momentum. Is it stopped? I mean, it is right there. At that point, he's turned backwards. The momentum is done.
Handoff on 2nd and goal, and walking into the end zone for the touchdown is Jaden George. He definitely earned the touchdown on this drive, and the Cowboys have tied this game at 6.
Simple goal line counter. So they threw a lot at Marcus that time. They're going to have to go back and regroup after what they just saw and see what they can do to kind of shut that down a little bit. Now we've got the swinging gate.
Yeah, the offense is staying on the field, and now they will make a – they just want to see how you react.
Wow,
I see teams do that all the time. They set up the swinging gate, see how you line up, how you react, and then they make the call from the sideline because they've got time to do it. Kicking team comes on. On for the extra point is number 24, Jaden Tidwell. And Marcus they're going to move this half the distance as Marcus jumped off sides and made contact. I think that was Liam Hoskins who tried to jump the snap. We'll see if that changes the mind of the Coppell coaching staff.
Now will they go for 2 if this is against Marcus? See a lot of teams do that.
Oh, they're going to call a false start. Okay.
All right, well, that's different.
I didn't see, we're way up here, so we didn't see movement. I just saw Hoskins come across and make contact, but apparently somebody from Coppell moved, so it'll just back this up. And it'll be a 15-yard extra point. That touchdown for Jaden George is his 7th touchdown rushing on the season.
That whole drive outside of the 4-yard flat pass was all on the ground.
Tidwell lines it up from the 15. Extra point is up, and it is good. 9:03 to go here in the first half, and Coppell takes the lead. It is now Coppell 7, Marcus 6. This is Marcus Football Night on Tradio and Champion Sports Radio.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Orthopedic Associates, proud sponsors of Marcus High School football. Whether it's a game-winning touchdown or a fierce tackle, we're here to keep our athletes strong and in the game. From sports injuries to joint pain, our team of top orthopedic specialists is dedicated to providing the best care to keep you moving. Visit us at Orthopedic Associates, where your health is our victory.
I'm the realest. I'm the GOAT. Yeah, everybody.
The Coppell Cowboys have taken their first lead of the ball game, 7-6, after the 1-yard touchdown run from Jaden George. It was a 79-yard touchdown drive, and it was nearly all on the ground as the Coppell offensive line really established themselves on that possession. So
They sure did. They sure did.
Jaden Tidwell will boom this one very deep and out of the back of the end zone for the touchback, and the Marauders will take over at their own 25-yard line. Marauders offense, you know, they've had some success. The last possession didn't go like they wanted, but they have had some success here in the first half, so see if they can get things going again and move the ball on this Coppell defense. For those wondering, it's been a very busy first quarter down over at Flower Mound High School. It's still first quarter over at Jaguar Stadium is at 14-7 Hebron now as they have retaken the lead. The Hawks have.
All eyes on that game. If you're a Marcus fan outside of this game, for sure. But Marcus needs to handle business right here.
Absolutely. 1st and 10. And in the shotgun. And we're going to have a false start here on first down as Mayfield is in at quarterback on this first play. And had a couple of guys on the line jump. And now we're going to switch things out. And Torgerson will check back in.
Interesting set. You had 2 tight ends on one side, 2 receivers on the other side, 1 back, and then Mayfield at the quarterback spot. But the false start will change the coach's mind quickly, and you'll go back to your regular offense.
He had Carter Francis in the backfield with him. We've seen them run last couple of weeks some zone read out of that. Even seen Mayfield throw a couple of passes. Now they're going to go empty here. Actually, not empty, I'm sorry, because Torgerson's under center. McKnight's in the backfield, and they're going to do a toss sweep to McKnight. He cuts up the field. That's Belton, actually, and he gets out past the 30 to the 32-yard line, a gain of 12 yards. Nice run by Peyton Belton.
You can really see the speed that Belton has and the vision. Just a little toss sweep. All the blocks get kicked out. You'll see as we start the play that as we go here, you'll see the tight ends are kicking people out, receivers are kicking people out, but then there's a little cutback lane. Belton sees it, foot down, downhill. Nice way to start the drive off for Belton and the Marcus Marauders.
Well, you see the return skills from Belton when he's back there running with the ball in open space. McKnight is in at tailback with Torgerson under center on 2nd and 3. And they're going to hand it to McKnight. Cuts up the middle, has the first down, out past the 35, still moving bodies, out to the 37, 38-yard line. We'll give him a gain of 6 on that and move the chains.
So a little quick burst on a toss sweep, and then you bring in McKnight to beat up the line in between the tackles, and you'll see it's just a straight stretch play that McKnight is able to cut back with a little seam there in the middle and get that first down.
Nice job by this offensive line. Again, as we know, 4 of the 5 offensive linemen are reserves, started their first game last week as it's a new group here last week and this week for the Marauders. 1st and 10 at the 38, and it's going to be a little end around to Allen. He makes a man miss in the backfield, and he is trying to get the corner and won't get there. I tell you what, I think if he had just accelerated, I think he might have gotten to the corner that time and been able to turn that upfield for a bigger gain. He's going to get about 2.5 out of it. Nice job by number 14, Madden Montague, the linebacker, who did a good job of pursuing and made Austin Allen think.
And that time they do show action one way and come back with Austin Allen back the other way. So he's not tackled by a DN. He looks like he kind of wants to cut back, right? Because everyone's coming with him, but not able to do so. But a nice little gain. Not enough, but a little bit. You like to see more on a reverse like that.
Yep, 2nd down and a long 7. In the shotgun is Torgerson. 3 receivers bunched at the top of the formation. Snap back and a pass towards the Marcus sideline to Susko, and they're going to get a flag for a grab that time as Susko was trying to go up for the ball and got grabbed by number 2, Tyrell Roberson, the senior corner.
Well, there's a lot of contact.
Excuse me, the linebacker Tyrell Roberson.
There was a lot of contact on both sides of the ball, but you're right, it's going to go against Coppell. So they have the 3 receivers tight on the other side, just running a little combination route. But Torgerson really wants to hit Susko back here. That time he's not one-on-one covered, though. They've got a man over the top to help out with that. So you got to be cognizant of that. Come back to your combination.
And they're going to spot this. It's a spot foul because it was inside 15 yards. They're going to spot this at the Coppell 46, so it's a 13-yard penalty. But 1st and 10 for the Marauders now in Cowboy territory. Torgerson under center, and it's a toss sweep to Carter Francis this time. He makes a cut and is into the open field, and he is gone, folks. To the house, Carter Francis from 46 yards, and the Marauders have the lead back.
He sort of hesitates. I don't even think that he expected to be that open. You see Kogler's down there making a block, and all of a sudden he pops up. He says, oh, here comes Francis running down the seam by himself. Wow, what a shot in the arm for this Marcus offense.
46-yard touchdown run for Carter Francis. That is his 7th touchdown of the season. As, Carter Francis, you know what kind of speed he has, but he is a one-cut-and-go kind of guy. Santiago Diaz on for the extra point. Snap is down. This one is up, and this one gets through and is good. And with 6:48 to go in the first half, the Marauders have the lead back. They now lead 13-7 as we look at this touchdown run.
And you'll see here we got motion to always run behind number 44. We say it week in, week out. You've got a cluster of blocks, and there's the cutback. Leaves 3 people hanging in the wind. There's Kogler going, let me continue this block that I'm on. And then it's just speed for Carter Francis. Yes, folks, he does have speed and has shown it more than once this season.
Yeah, that time number 14, Madden Montague, who we talked about on the play on the end around with Austin Allen, made a good play making Austin Allen think. That time he kind of over-pursued to the outside and left that cutback lane underneath. 13-7 Coppell as the kickoff team comes onto the field. 13-7 Marcus, excuse me, I said Coppell. My apologies. Marauders taking the lead back. As Santiago Diaz will line things up. 3 different players back deep to receive for Coppell. You usually don't see that many players back to receive a kickoff.
If you have 3 returners, you don't have any, right?
I would think so.
Maybe not.
And this time it's a little line drive squibber. It's going to get picked up at the 22. Right up the middle, out to past the 30. Nice little return, about 11 yards to the 33, as it was number 17, Jaden Todd, who picked that up off the bounce as they tried a little different kick that time. They've gone to the second quarter now over at Jaguar Stadium, over at Flower Mound High School. Still 14-7. Nope, check that. Hebron has just added another touchdown. It is now 21-7 Hebron in the second quarter.
Come on, Flower Mound, you have one job. They don't want to help Marcus, do they?
Yeah, that Flower Mound's had a struggle of a season. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys at their own 33. Shotgun snap back, handoff, and nowhere to go up the middle that time. Tried to bounce it out over left tackle, then cut back up the middle, and just nowhere to go that time for the running back. That was number 28, Dylan McAfee, as he's taking his turn in the backfield.
And Evan Sachs, he's playing I guess you'd call that kind of slot corner. There's no one there. He's kind of beat it. He's going to blitz. He's reading the run game, and he comes in, shoots in, and makes first contact there on that run play. Good job, good read by Evan Sachs, who's having a whale of a ball game here in the first half.
No gain on that run. 2nd and 10 now for the Cowboys. Snap back, handoff. Coming up the middle, a little bit of room that time, and out to about the 38. That'll be a gain of about 5 yards for McAfee as he went over left guard before he was upended. Setting up a 3rd and 5 now for the Cowboys. It was Easton Mitchell making the tackle that time.
Easton Mitchell's a guy that has been a sure tackler all season for this Marcus team. Not too much gets past Easton Mitchell, that's for sure.
I'll tell you one thing I've noticed just watching these 2 runners, George and McAfee, who have traded off drives. George is much more the straight-ahead guy. McAfee is more of a shifty type of runner. He tends to dance around a little bit more. 4-wide set here. Traditional 4-wide set as McAfee goes in motion out of the backfield. Snap back. Zingelman steps up, and he gets away from the initial sack and is going to slip as he tries to make a cut. I don't think he was going anywhere. It's going to be a loss of 3 on the play, and Coppell will have to punt as he somehow spun out of the sack, but then the rest of the defense was really about to corral him, and he slipped trying to make a cut.
He gives up on the route so quickly to me, and then just puts his head down and tries to run, but this Marcus defense is not having any of it. They've been really good at corralling quarterbacks this year. I'll tell you, Carter Zingelman having a tough time getting that run game going of his own.
Snap back on the punt, a nice, high, deep punt. Austin Allen is going to let that hit. It's going to bounce at about the 21 and go out of bounds at about the 19. So nice, solid punt that time for the Marauders as they get about 46 yards on the punt, and the Marauders take over at their own 19.
This is a good chance for the Marauders to really pull away and get the ball back coming out of half. I mean, this is a great opportunity that Marcus has in front of them with 4:33 left. Been playing outstanding defense, and the offense outside. I mean, two out of 3 drives.
Yeah,
they've been playing great team football here tonight. Special teams been good. Love what we're seeing out of this. No matter what happens, they are definitely leaving it all out there tonight against Coppell.
3 receivers in a bunch formation up at the top here on 1st and 10. Snap back, play action. It's a little receiver screen to Austin Allen. Makes a man miss, and then is going to get wrapped up. He's going to actually lose a yard on the play, but a flag comes in now towards the end of the play. We'll see what this is. I saw him swinging him around by the jersey. I didn't see any kind of a face mask, but a flag came in late, right towards the end of the play. Never mind. No flag on the play. And waving it off. That was a great job by the Coppell defense of recognizing the screen, fighting through their blocks, and giving Allen nowhere to go.
Yeah, out there in the little diamond formation was Marcus. And you have to imagine at that point it's probably going to be some sort of screen or trick play. And Coppell ready for everything so far here tonight.
2nd and 11 now at the 18. Belton is in the backfield with Torgerson. Snap back, handoff to Belton, trying to go over right guard and just nowhere, left guard I should say, and just nowhere to go. He gets stood up right at the line of scrimmage and gets pushed back by number 12, Godson Osuji.
And you see Coppell just at the last moment, they make a shift on defense. They noticed probably that Belton was in the backfield, so they shift on defense to a run-stopping defense, and that's exactly what they're able to do is stop up that run and that actually make them lose a few yards. So I like to see Torgerson maybe, if he has the ability, not ability, but the green light to go ahead and change the play at the line when you see that defense shift the way they did.
3rd and long now for the Marauders, their own 18, 3rd and 11. Mayfield goes in motion across the formation. Snap back, play action. Torgerson's going to fire one up, and that pass is incomplete. Again, great coverage as he's really making a concerted effort to try and get the ball up to Luke Susko on some 50-50 balls. That time really didn't get enough air on it, and is lucky that Jaden Bibbs, number 7, didn't pick it off.
Yeah, I would say if you don't succeed, try again, sure, but there's other guys that are open and you can throw the ball. Kogler's one-on-one down here at the bottom. You got double coverage up at the top. I like your one-on-one matchup better. I think they're going to let him know on the sidelines it's time to start reading your progressions.
Bear Kogler on for the punt this time. He gets kind of a sideways bounce, and it's going to get touched at the Coppell 49-yard line, and it'll be a 32-yard punt for Bear Kogler. Didn't get the bounce he wanted that time. Kind of kicked to the side towards the Coppell sideline. 33 yards on the punt.
So nothing on that drive. You didn't really take any time off the clock. Not ideal. Not what you wanted. Now the defense must come out and get a stop or a turnover.
Yep, tip of the cap to the Coppell defense.
Yeah, they played great on that drive.
Great series of downs on that one.
It's been a fast game, Jacob. Gosh.
It has. You got two teams running the ball quite a bit. Just over 3 minutes to go, 3:08 to be exact here in the first half. As Coppell takes over, they actually marked this at the 50. That's not correct, but that's where they marked it. As the Cowboys take over. I believe that is Jaden George again in at tailback. Out of the pistol formation. Snap back, handoff to no play action. Zingelman's going to step up after he doesn't find anybody open. He's got room to run on the near side. He's inside the 40 and knocked out of bounds at about the 36. Finally forced out by Bradley Umi Izioki. But we do have a couple of flags on the far side of the field. That's usually in the area of maybe a defensive hold. We'll see.
Well, Marcus is lucky that Carter decided to pull down a run because he had those backside posts, had gotten behind the defense and was open for the big shot play. He just doesn't want to pull the trigger. It seems like he wants to put his head down and run with it.
Yeah, it is a holding on the defense, and it'll be a 10-yard penalty added on to the end of the run. Yeah, Zingelman looked for a couple of seconds and then just saw all the room out to his left, so he just took off and got a nice, 13-yard gain, but then got 10 yards on top of it as they were holding the receivers on the other side of the field.
I don't know. That kind of drives me nutty as an OC guy, an offensive guy. I want my quarterback to feel comfortable to stay in there and go through those progressions and not be taken off so quickly.
First and 10, it's going to be a handoff to George over the left side, gets inside the 25, down to about the 22. That'll be a gain of 4 here on first down for Jaden George. You know, one thing we do have to remember, as big and athletic of a kid as he is still just a sophomore.
He's just a sophomore.
Yeah.
That's right. And you forget that sometimes watching these games. These kids are so talented. They're so good, you forget
how young they really are.
Yeah.
Second and 6 for the Cowboys at the Marcus 22. Trying to see if they can take the lead back here on this possession of the Cowboys. They're going to hand it off. Nope, it's kept by Zingelman on the zone read. He spins out of a tackle, still on his feet, and finally gets knocked out of bounds. Boy, that kid is big and strong as he spun out a one-tackle attempt and then just stiff-armed a guy and ends up getting 2 yards out of nothing.
Well, and this is why he likes to run, because he can. And he can run over you. He can run around you. Here, he can run through you, and that time he does a little bit of all three.
Yeah, we've seen him spin out of a few tackles here in this first half, just using his size and strength. It's going to be 3rd and 4 now at the Marcus 20 for the Cowboys. Marcus actually played that zone read really well. That was just all effort and strength by Zingelman.
Individual effort.
Yep. George in the backfield, offset to the left side of Zingelman here on 3rd and 4. And play action. Here comes the pressure. He steps up, and he's going to get brought. No, he's somehow going to get that away. Again, that's just strength. Ryan San Miguel had him wrapped up and was taking him to the ground, and he still found a way to get rid of that ball and threw it out of bounds on the far side of the field to save yardage.
He throws that thing in mid-spin. It's incredible. Here he comes in the little play action, but absolutely no bite on the play action whatsoever. No hesitation on this defense, and look at this. He just pulls that ball out as Ryan San Miguel is throwing him to the turf and lets it loose, and that thing's about a 40-yard throw.
Yep. He saved 6 yards for this field goal. They're going to be a 37-yard field goal attempt here. The kick is on the way. It has the distance, and it is good. So, number 24, Jaden Tidwell connects from 37 yards out. If not for his quarterback, he'd have been trying that from 43. And he pulls the Cowboys to within 3 with 2:01 to go here in the first half. 13-10 Marcus. This is Marcus football night.
Can you feel it? The paradigm shift. The rising intensity as the engines idle. Let the race begin. Fire up your appetite. Farm fresh beef, straight from the source, to our grill, and from the sea to your plate. All of our ingredients are fresh and made to order. Dine in today and taste the fast and furious difference. Order online or take it to go and fire up your appetite at F&F Japanese Grill.
The Cowboys get a 37-yard field goal from Jaden Tidwell to pull in 3 at 13-10. That ended up being a 30-yard drive as it started at midfield before the field goal attempt. Marauders will get the ball. 2:01 to go here in the first half, so we'll see if we hit the 2-minute warning here or not. And this is going to be a line drive kick, and it is going to go into the end zone for the touchback on a couple of hops. So the Marauders will get to run one play from the 25 before the 2-minute warning here. Marauders still have have all 3 timeouts to use here as they try to drive down the field. See if they can add some more points before the end of the first half. Opportunity to double dip if you're Marcus.
We love the double dip.
Yep.
And that's not just for Baskin Robbins. We love to double dip.
Marauders going to start on their own 25, leading 13-10. Honestly, very impressed with how both sides of the ball are playing here in this first half for the Marauders. This time Marauders come out in a split back shotgun set. Looks like Carter Francis and Peyton Belton in the backfield with Jake Torgerson. Now check that. It was Austin Allen. He goes in motion out of the backfield. Here comes pressure, setting up a screen, and that pass is intercepted. One of the defensive linemen, that was number 52, Tristan Chaudere. Make sure I say that right because he just made a great play. Tristan Chaudere just recognized it, dropped back, and just picked off the pass.
I mean, the screen is trying to be set up, and you actually look like you have it, but there's one guy in the way. And when you see that, that ball has to be thrown at the ground or over everyone's head. just a mistake, but a great play by the Coppell defense. So it's a little bit of a mistake, but a better play by the defense.
Yeah, and that time really all that was just Torgerson. Honestly, maybe he didn't see Chowdhury,
I don't think
but
he saw him.
he also, if he's trying to hit Belton on a screen, he just didn't put enough on that. He was trying to just lob it and didn't put enough on it, and it didn't even get out to the spot that he was trying to throw it to.
Sure didn't, and now you've given Coppell. I had an old coach that used to say, this is what you're doing, you put an S on their chest. So now you've put an S on their chest. They're inside of 2 minutes, and they're in scoring position.
Yeah.
Not good for Marcus.
Chowdhury returns that ball to the 17 of Marcus, Dristant Chowdhury.
What an interception for a big guy.
Yeah, I mean, for a defensive tackle, he's a senior defensive tackle, and just a great recognition and a great play by the senior DT. 1st and 10 at the 17 now for the Cowboys as they, again, try to take the lead here on this possession. Shotgun snap back, handoff over right guard, and just nowhere to go. He's going to get stopped. We're going to have a flag come in late, as that was number 28, Dylan McAfee. The umpire threw that in from behind. We'll see.
He threw it right in the middle of everything, so.
And it's going to be a face mask against Marcus.
Oh, no. So now you've compounded things on defense with a face mask. And
going to be half the distance to the goal, and that'll give the Cowboys 1st and goal just inside the 9-yard line after the penalty.
Coppell is not playing as if they have nothing to play for. I'll tell you that. They're playing as if they need to win this game as well.
They're playing hard. 1st and 10 for the 1st and goal for the Cowboys, just inside the 9. As they look to the sidelines for a new signal, McAfee off to the right of Zingelman here. Receiver comes in motion, now goes back out. Snap back, Zingelman looking to throw, still looking. Now he's going to step up and try to take off, breaks a tackle. He's inside the 10, inside the 5, and runs it into the end zone for the touchdown. Once again, Carter Zingelman, just with pure athleticism and strength, gets away from the rush, breaks a tackle, and this time punches it in.
Yeah, Carter Zingelman is starting to come into his own with that run game the last 2 series. We talked about how he wasn't able to get himself going, but he certainly has started to do so, and he is a big kid to try to take down.
Yep, you can't.
And really nobody wanted a piece of that.
You can't arm tackle that young man.
No.
You got to get around his legs or around his waist, and he runs it in from 9 yards out. His 13th rushing touchdown of the season, and the Cowboys have the lead back. Extra point is down, it is up, and it is good. 1:14 to go in the first half, and the Cowboys have retaken the lead. It is now 17-13 Coppell. This is Marcus Football Night. The Coppell Cowboys take advantage of the interception from Jake Torgerson. That was his 3rd interception of the season. And they score on a 17-yard, 2-play drive. It was assisted by a face mask penalty as Carter Zingelman runs it in from 9 yards out. Really, technically, it was a 1-play drive. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead. Line drive kick. It's going to go into the end zone for the touchback, and the Marauders will start once again at their 25. Now with 1:14 to go in the first half, now trying to get down the field and see if they can either take the lead or cut into this Cowboy lead before the end of the half.
And it's tough. It's a tough balance because you want to be aggressive. 1:14 is a lifetime in high school football. The way the clock works, you can certainly get down there and get a score. However, you're playing with your backup quarterback, and we just saw, a screen that wasn't really executed great by either the running back nor the quarterback nor the offensive line. So it's a question of how aggressive do we want to try to be because we can't afford another mistake with just 1:14 left to go in the half.
1st and 10 as Torgerson will start under center here with McKnight in the backfield. 2 tight end formation. Allen comes in motion. They hand it to him on the jet sweep. He cuts upfield, has room, out past the 35, and a first down. As that time it was well blocked by Kogler and Gavin Huffman. They opened up a gap for Allen for a gain of 11.
And sometimes that's what it's about, not the X's and the O's, but the Jimmies and the Joes, and that's getting the ball into your best player's hands. And Austin Allen has been one of the best offensive players all season long and has been a little spark plug, and they get it to him on a little jet sweep. That's the easiest way to do it. Not a lot of risk there.
Clock is running. Allen comes in motion. Torgerson drops back. Pumps, pass is caught over the middle. Not much of a gain. That's not what you really want right there, and they're going to call a timeout. That was Susko coming on a shallow drag. It was played well by Coppell, only a gain of a yard, and actually it's Coppell that calls a timeout, interestingly enough, with 43 seconds left in the half. I thought Marcus called it, but I saw a signal. Let's see. Yeah, Coppell called the timeout first, which is curious.
Curious to say the least. I mean, it's only second down. Like, you're not trying to get the ball back, I don't think. Maybe you are.
Yeah, you just, I could tell what the kind of the point of that play was. You bring Susko, who's been running deep all night. You bring him on a shallow drag and see if the defense clears out and he has room to run. But it was just played well by the Cowboys, and they only gave up a yard on the play.
Yeah, they played straight man. They did clear out this right side, so if he's able to get across, but they're not in the zone. Usually you would want him to come through the zone on that, catch the ball, and get upfield. They're not in the zone. They're in man coverage. The man's in trail coverage on purpose. You throw him on the drag, and you make the easy tackle.
So after the timeout, the Marauders will have 2nd and 9 at their own 37. 45 seconds to go here in the first half. They can get a couple of chunks. We know that Santiago Diaz has a good leg, so if they can get down around the 30 or so, they can have a shot at a field goal here. See if they can cut into this lead. 4 wide setup with McKnight in the backfield. Snap back, play action. Torgerson looking to throw. Now he's trying to get out of the way, and he's going to get sacked. He's going to get dropped down. He was looking to throw and just couldn't escape that time from Braylon Powell, as it's a big loss back to the 27-yard line. And another timeout, and I'm going to assume Coppell called this one as well. So they're going to see if their defense can get them the ball back and see if their offense maybe can put up some more points.
This timeout, I understand. Here's what you can't do as a young quarterback. You can't pump fake and then look and stand where you just pump faked. If you're going to pump fake, you got to pump fake, and you got to know and get out. That clock has to be running a little bit faster. We understand, though, Jake Torgerson hasn't had a lot of reps, but that clock for him in that second half is going to have to be just a little quicker.
So interesting to see what the Marauders do here on 3rd down.
I almost feel like self-preservation, you at least try to get the first down because you do not want to give the ball back.
See if they can, they've been trying, they have been able to find Susko a couple of times, see if they can connect with Susko down the field and maybe get the first down that way.
That goes against
or maybe,
everything I said a little while ago. I get you, though.
Or try to maybe set up some kind of a screen pass here, get somebody in the open field. The Cowboys are going to be looking to stop you short and use that 3rd timeout.
Which is fine. I mean, if you don't get the first down, at least stay in the middle of the field where they have to call their last and final timeout.
It is Belton in the backfield, and they're going to run a toss sweep to Peyton Belton here, and he is going to get dropped for another big loss as they just couldn't get the blocks that time. And I believe that was Madden Montague, number 14, who got upfield and forced Belton wide. Belton that time would have been probably wise to maybe see if he could either cut up or cut back and find some room on the back on this side of the field. But he just got dropped for another huge loss. Man, after that play by Austin Allen, give credit to Coppell as they moved the Marauders backwards, as that is another 8-yard loss back to the 19.
Now the feel of this game has completely changed over the last 4 or 5 minutes, and now Bear Kogler has a massive responsibility with 30 seconds. There can be no mistake here. He has to get this ball off a good part of his foot and get this out of here with no timeouts left. You got to keep them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's not just that they weren't able to move the ball. It's that they lost big chunks of yardage on the last 2 plays.
Oh, gosh. And again, like I said, you have to. It's a balance of how aggressive do we want to try to be. They didn't even try to throw the ball down first down because of what they saw on first down and second down. So, or I should say first down, you had the run to Austin Allen.
Bear Kogler back to punt. Low snap, but he corrals it. And it is a decent hang time on a line drive, and it's going to, again, not take the bounce he wants, and it's going to kick up and get down at the Marcus 46-yard line. Now we have a late flag.
Oh, and Coach Alexander not happy. You get the sense this is going to be against Marcus. I don't know what it could be. It was so late. He picked it up and threw it again. Did you see that? Wow.
Could be a sideline warning. We'll see. Oh, never mind. There was a personal foul at the end of the play against Coppell. So that is a huge break for Marcus, as that it's going to back the ball up into into Coppell Cowboy territory back at their own 39. Didn't see what that was, but it was something at the end. It must have been something on one of the gunners that happened. And yeah, the side judge here on the near side threw the flag at the end of the play. So a big mistake by Coppell moves the ball back to their own 39 here with 23 seconds to go and no timeouts.
Marcus has all 3 timeouts that they cannot take to the second half, so you wonder if they'll try to use these to get the ball back at all or let this thing run out. I would probably let this thing run out and go to the locker room.
Coppell goes empty set here on first down. Snap back to Zingelman. He gets pressured, has to step up immediately, and takes off and has all kinds of room because nobody had eyes on him. Makes a man miss and is getting down inside the Marcus 35-yard line. A huge run by Zingelman as he just took off, and they were in man coverage, and nobody had eyes on the quarterback. Now he's going to snap it and actually he lost the ball.
That's a fumble. He fumbled the ball coming out from center before he was able to do the spike. That's got to be Marcus football.
It is. It is Marcus ball. He was trying to spike it and just lost control of it. Wow, another big break. I mean, after the huge run of 28 yards from Zingelman, he tries to spike the ball to see if they could set up a field goal. And he just fumbled the snap. It wasn't a spike at all. He just fumbled he pulled out from under center too quick, and Marcus dove on it. And so at the very least what they do is they save an attempt of a field goal and possibly save themselves 3 points.
That's just a quarterback that doesn't probably go under center a whole lot. You get him under center in a big situation and not able to get out of there and spike the ball. And now,
yeah, he just tried to.
Now I'd like to see one of those passes to Sesko down the sideline. I'll tell you what, but they're going to go ahead and kneel this thing out of here.
They get the ball. Marcus does to start the third quarter, so they're going to take this to the locker room. They kneel the ball, and we will go to the locker room with the Marcus Marauders trailing by the score of 17-13 to the Coppell Cowboys here at the half. So coming up here at the half, we will have something for you, as we are going to have an interview that was done earlier in the week with the new Marcus. It is the Booster Club president-elect, and his name is, or her name is, Doug Kogler, the father of Bear Kogler.
Oh,
grandfather of Bear Kogler. He is the Booster Club president-elect, and we're going to hear an interview with him coming up here at the half. It is Coppell 17, Marcus 13. This is Marcus Football Night.
At Texas Best Fence and Patio, we specialize in transforming your backyard into a personal retreat. Whether it's a custom wood fence, composite deck, or a cozy outdoor living space, our expert team brings your vision to life with quality craftsmanship. Ready to upgrade your outdoor space? Visit TexasBestFence.com for a free estimate, where your backyard dreams become a reality.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact Mike Bean for your personal price plan today.
Are you ready to score big in the game of home ownership? Southern Collective Realty is here to get you into the end zone of your dream home. Hi, I'm Amy Turner, and I'm the broker and owner of Southern Collective Realty. I've been a Marcus mom for the last 6 amazing years and a great supporter of the Marauders.
I'm Sarah Grant, and I'm proud to be a Marauder mom and aunt. Together we bring in over 20 years of experience in Flower Mound and surrounding areas. Southern Collective Realty, where every home purchase is a victory.
Ready to kick off your search? Give us a call today.
From kickoff to dinner time, Flurry's Market Plus Provisions is your hometown spot. We're local, family-run, and obsessed with quality hand-cut meats, Cajun-inspired plates, and the best burgers in Flower Mound. Join us for lunch or dinner, or swing by the market for steaks and sides to feed the whole crew. Flurry's is proud to support Marcus High School and the community we call home. Flurry's Market Plus Provisions. Local. Quality. Community. Go Marauders!
Welcome back to Marcus Football Night on Tradio. My name's Will Connerly here at halftime with Doug Kogler, the president-elect of the Marcus Football Booster Club. Doug, thanks for joining us here at halftime. What a great opportunity to touch on the Booster Club here for a moment. First of all, just thanks for stopping by. And second of all, tell us a little bit about what made you want to get involved in the Booster Club and what this role means to you.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Will. It's really great to get a chance to hang out with you for a few minutes here at halftime. You know, we've been in the Highland Village area for about 4 years, and what brought us up to Highland Village was 3 grandkids, and the middle one is playing football this year for Marcus Marauders, and he played over at the Briar Hill Middle School, the football program there, and we became aware of the very high-quality program that head coach Mike Alexander here at Marcus was building, and it's a strong program. And so when I was invited to join the board earlier this year, boy, I jumped at that opportunity. I'm very honored to serve in this way as president-elect. It's a new role on the board. It gives me a chance to kind of get my feet wet this year so that I'm in a better position to lead the board next year.
That is great, and it's always good to learn about how you get into the role you are, but in terms of the role of the Booster Club, what does the Booster Club do to support Marcus football? I know everybody has a Booster Club, a lot of schools do, but at Marcus here for the Marauders, what does the Booster Club do to support this football program?
Yeah, we really work hard to provide funding for all the expenses that the football program incurs. Our desire would be that a family could have their son play football and not have major out-of-pocket costs to do that. So the Booster Club will provide the funding needed for all of the equipment, obviously for the game day uniforms, all the supplies that are needed. We have a really phenomenal year-end banquet that we provide, pregame meals. If you've been to our games, both home and away, we have this inflatable M. It stands, I think, over 20 feet tall. It's just gigantic. And we needed to replace that this year, and so we had the money to be able to do that. And, of course, tonight's telecast, Will, is covered. The cost is covered by the Booster Club so that our viewers don't have to subscribe to anything or put down a Visa card or whatever. We're happy to provide this, nationwide for the fans of Marcus football. That's what covers. I think that's kind of the major expenses that we try to cover as a Booster Club.
That is great, supporting all the elements of the football program. And when you speak of the broadcast, Marcus Football Night on Tradio, the opportunity, especially during the away games throughout the season, it is such a great tool. Maybe a little bit biased because I know I work on that side of the aisle. But ultimately, too, I know we're toward the end of the year. Final game of the regular season tonight, really hoping the Marauders can pull this one out in the second half. But when we focus on just looking ahead as well, what are some of the goals or priorities heading into next year for the Booster Club?
So we have about 250 families represented in our football program at Marcus. That would be all 4 classes. And so that's a huge number. And this year we had a little over half of those families participating with us on the Booster Club. We haven't set our goals yet for the next year's football program, but I know we're going to want to set a goal that gets us up maybe as high as 60 to 70% participation. So that would be the one thing. And then the other thing is that there are plenty of volunteer opportunities, especially during the football season. And we would like to increase the number of volunteer hours that we see contributed. The concession stand is a huge volunteer opportunity because, almost any night of the week during football season, you can see a football game being played up there at the Marcus Field. And there's a concession stand always open, and that needs to be well staffed. So I would say just the increase in membership and the increase in volunteer hours served would be 2 of our main priorities.
And I know it's a Thursday evening, but in your opinion, what makes Friday night so special at Marcus?
Wow. Yeah, then they are so special. Of course, it starts with our players and the coaching staff and the way that they get prepared for the game itself. We've got a great, cheerleading squad, the marching band and their halftime performance, and then as they play throughout the game. By the way, let me give a shout out here. I've got to make sure I've got my notes right here. But this Marcus marching band, let me find it here. I think this just was completed yesterday, and they finished 4th this year in the state competition.
Wow!
And so that's incredible. They finished 4th out of all 6A state bands in Texas. I think there's over 200 of them. And that's just huge. A few weeks ago, they also were champion of the Bands of America, the North Texas Regional Championship. So we've got a phenomenal marching band there at Marcus. And then I mentioned the cheerleaders. There's the Marquettes. We've got the students. The student section has got just better and better every year. And I mentioned that inflatable M, and boy, when that goes up and the players come through the tunnel, both before the game and at halftime, that creates a lot of excitement as well. And of course, we've got great support, great fan support. At the stands, we're only half full. It wouldn't be nearly as exciting, but we see those stands full week after week, and we're just so grateful for the support of the community.
The atmosphere is really unrivaled, but also the community aspect of it. I wanted to touch on that. I know you brought up the encouragement that you will have and the goals you have for participation within the Booster Club, but overall, what type of scholarships, community service does the club provide outside of what you mentioned in the things that they provide to the football team?
Great question. We're able to, because of the generosity of our sponsors and our Booster Club members, we're able to give several scholarships to senior football players each year. We also have a scholarship that goes to one of our senior trainers and another scholarship that goes to a senior manager. And so we have those scholarships every year. And then in addition to that, our bylaws allow us to help out with one of our football families in the event of illness or surgery, birth or death, but especially if one of our football families has hit a rough patch and they need some financial help. We have the ability to do that. We don't get called on very frequently for that, but it's just nice to have that ability because Coach Alexander, really preaches the whole idea of family and the brotherhood. And we want to stand with our football families as much as we're able to do that.
And Doug, I think that a lot of people that follow football, especially at the high school and college level, they understand the general concept of what a booster club does, but for you being able to uncover specifically what's going on at Marcus, I think is great. But I also am curious if I'm a fan, a parent, a prospective volunteer that just wants to get involved, that's saying, Doug, I really am enjoying what you're talking about, and I want to help make an impact for this football program, and I want to support this football program, but I don't really know where to get involved. I'm hearing about some of these things for the first time. What would you tell them to do, and how could they get involved?
So the easiest way would be to go to marcusfootball.com, marcusfootball.com, and then put in a / and the word board. And when you do that, that's going to bring up a list of our board members. I'd love real quick, Will, to give a shout out to our board members this year. Shane Jager is our president. Frank Clark is our treasurer. Dean Akins is the VP of fundraising. Kara Huffman is the secretary. Bethany Thornton is VP of events. And Brian Middlestat is our treasurer-elect. And boy, this is a hard-working board, and a shout-out to them. And we couldn't do it without them. But if you just send our listeners this evening to marcusfootball.com / board, my name will pop up as well, Doug Kogler. And just click on that and send me an email. And with any feedback around this interview, any questions, or if you're ready to raise your hand up and say, hey, we'd either like to be a sponsor or we'd like to be members, tell us more. We'll respond as quickly as we can to that, Will.
Doug Kogler, the president-elect of the Marcus Football Booster Club. Doug, thank you so much for taking the time. Best of luck, not only to Marcus here in the second half tonight, but also to you as you take the reins as well. Final question for you before we get out of here and get ready for some more football is you obviously have so much passion for this football program. I just wonder what makes you most excited about Marcus football?
Well, that's an easy question to answer, and I point it all towards the leadership that head coach Mike Alexander gives this program day in, day out throughout the year. While he and his staff are doing everything they can to help our boys improve their football skills, that staff is also helping the boys to grow into young men who will become productive citizens in the community. And Coach A's concerned about developing the boys in all areas of their life, not just their football skills. And, you know, I've got to mention this in closing here. Coach has instituted an Adopt an Athlete program where each varsity player has been adopted by one of the classes at a local elementary school. And every Friday morning, that player drives over to the class that he's been adopted by, and they can get involved in several activities. I know one of the highlights is when the players will read a story to one of the elementary classes. And I know some of them have been asked to bring their football helmet in so that the kids can see a real live helmet and other things like that. And that's just one example of how Coach A is giving the boys a chance to grow into young men. And that's, you know, giving back to their community. So I love that about the program.
Wow, that really is great. It's been such a great time to catch up with you and learn a little bit more about the Booster Club, what's happening there. And I appreciate you taking the time to join us on Marcus Football Night on Tradio here at halftime. So, Doug, thank you so much. And again, big best of luck to you as you take over the reins.
Thank you so much, Will. Really appreciate the chance to talk about the club this evening, and go Marauders.
All righty. That is Doug Kogler joining us at halftime. Marcus Football Night on Tradio continues. Second half is coming up next.
Point Bank is proud to support the Marcus Marauders football season. Show your Marauder pride with a custom Point Bank school logo debit card. Learn more at pointbank.com. It's not just banking, it's point banking. Member FDIC.
I've been practicing law for 30 years. I have said one phrase more than any other. Why didn't you call me sooner?
Back here at Marauder Stadium as we're about ready to start quarter number 3. Jacob Dedamore and Tim Smith here with you. Your halftime scores is Coppell 17 and Marcus 13. The Marauders will get the ball to start the second half here as they won the opening coin toss and deferred. So they'll get the opportunity on offense to see if they can go down and take the lead back. It was a very even, I mean, you could tell by the score, Tim, but it was also a very even first half on the stat sheet. 17-13, Coppell leads, mainly because of the one big mistake Marcus made, and that was the interception with just under 2 minutes to go. But, I mean, you look at the stats here. Coppell outgained Marcus by a little bit, about 35 yards. Both teams had their ground games going very well, and if not for the one turnover, Marcus would very likely have the lead here coming out to start the third quarter.
And it's funny when you say all that because it doesn't feel that way. It didn't feel that way at the end of the half. It felt like all the momentum was going for Coppell, and now Marcus has an opportunity getting the ball, coming out of the locker room. Most important drive of the game, I always say, first drive of the third quarter. Marcus has a great opportunity to do something here and take back control of this game.
Well, and even though we don't know for sure if Coppell would have gotten points, they did make their own mistake with that fumbled snap at the end of the first half.
They sure did.
That took away a potential field goal to end the half. So the Marauders get the ball to start things off. We have a deep but returnable kick. Austin Allen stepping up, going to return this from the 11-yard line. Here comes the pressure, breaks a tackle, trying to come to the near side. Up the sideline, gets brought down from behind. Nice job that time on pursuit by number 5, Kenneth Gibbs Jr. on the tackle. Made that tackle from behind without pulling the horse collar and tackling him from behind like that.
Yeah, very dangerous. That horse collar is a big penalty and very dangerous play. So good thing there was no horse collar. Now Marcus is going to be set up, decent field position to start this drive. And you imagine this is where we're going to see here in the second half where everything in the playbook gets unleashed on Coppell.
16-yard return for Allen. Allen in that first half, 3 carries for 12 yards. He also had 1 reception. Jake Torgerson, 4 of 8 for 36 yards, had a touchdown and an interception in the first half as they go trips to the top of the formation on first down. Handoff to Belton, I think that is, in the backfield, and just tried to go to the backside of the play and just didn't find any room, and is going to get a yard on first down.
Had nowhere to go, absolutely. Coppell playing good, sound defense and making sure that there's no running lane. Here's that diamond formation again.
And that was actually Cade McKnight on the pass, or on the run. Little quick throw to Allen on the screen, and again, the Coppell defense played that very well, stopping Allen for no gain, as it was number 32 that time, Anthony Lewis, the sophomore safety, who made the stop.
Well, and it's weird you run that on the short side of the field as well. You really don't give Austin any room to move, and he just gets popped as soon as he catches that.
So it's going to be 3rd and 9 now for the Marauders. First drive here of the third quarter. In the first half, Carter Francis, 2 carries for 61 yards and a touchdown. Cade McKnight, 3 carries for 14 yards. As they go 4 wide here, shotgun snap back to Torgerson. He's now getting pressure. He's going to just drop it off. And again, Coppell, what a great defensive series. They come out to start the third quarter. They were all over Austin Allen, who was running a shallow cross. As that time, it was number 34, Kadarius Uday, who made the stop right as he caught the ball, and the Marauders have to punt on a 3-and-out.
And Jake wanted to go downfield, but the coverage was good. He ends up, because of a defender slipping through the line, having to take his check down there and have to punt the ball.
Bear Kogler back. Another good hang time punt, as this is going to be fair caught at about the 31-yard line, and that's where the Cowboys will start their first possession here of the third quarter. So, you know, tip your cap to the Cowboys defense. They came out and played that series very well and gave their offense the ball here for the third quarter with the lead still.
Now this Coppell defense has had some momentum on their side. You kind of felt that like that since the interception. Certainly they have they've been really good against the run too and the pass, especially downfield passes. Every time Jake has been looking to go downfield, the coverage has been there. So they're going to have to figure out a way to penetrate this defense. They had the one missed coverage assignment for the big touchdown, but since then haven't really been able to get much going.
Yeah, and that was to Bear Kogler on the first touchdown of the game. First down, handoff, coming up over the right side, trying to pick his way through. That's Dylan McAfee. He's going to get about 3 yards before he gets stood up. Not much room there. Check that. That was not McAfee. That was Jaden George, who had the big first half for the Cowboys. He and Jaden George had 13 for 75 and a touchdown in the first half. Carter Zingelman, the quarterback, also had a really good rushing half, especially with that big carry at the end of the half. He had 11 carries for 71 yards and a touchdown.
That rings true to what they've done the rest of the season. They certainly are run team first.
2nd and 7, play action. Zingelman's going to fire one. Pass is caught on the far side, but wrapped up immediately as Bradley Umi-Izioki was right there at the point of attack as the pass was caught by Crew Davis. Number 13, only the second completion of the ball game for Zingelman. He was 1 of 2 for 6 yards in the first half throwing the ball.
Well, he hasn't been one to stay in the pocket and really let things develop. That time it's just an easy, quick slant. Quick game allows him to get the ball out of his hands, maybe some confidence to throw it down the field a little bit later on.
6 yards on the catch. 3rd and 1 now for the Cowboys on their own 39-yard line. Marcus trying to get a stop here, get the ball back for their offense with 9 minutes to go here in the third. Shotgun snap back, handoff to George. He just burrows his way forward. He's going to get enough for the first down. Going to get about 3 yards to the 42. As that time he just saw just a little bit of gap in the middle and just lowered his shoulder and just kind of burrowed his way through.
We saw towards the end of the first quarter and all the second quarter, this offensive line was just moving people out of the way, changing the line of scrimmage consistently. That time it does get stopped up, but a little bit of a cutback allows the Coppell Cowboys to get the first down.
Out at the 42-yard line after the 3-yard run by George. Snap back again, handoff to George, cuts it right up between the guards. Going to get out to about the 46, maybe the 47. They're going to give him forward progress to the 47 for a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5 now for the Cowboys.
George seems he's just so nimble in between the tackles. You can see him once he gets in that mesh of people, he's just tiptoeing his way through and picking up little yards here and there. And really this run game just continuing where it left off in the second quarter.
2nd and 5 now for the Cowboys. George has been the more effective of the two running backs by far, as he has a much more straight ahead style, sees the hole as more of a one cut and go kind of runner. Shotgun snap back on 2nd and 5. They hand it to George coming around the near side. He cuts inside, breaks a tackle, and then gets into Marcus territory. Found a nice little gap off of right tackle and cuts inside of his tight end and gets it to the Marcus 43-yard line for a gain of 10.
Yeah, also a nice block by the wide receiver out there to really create that lane. That was number 13 from Coppell, Crew Davis, who gets a nice block on the outside to allow that hole to open up.
So now the Cowboys are in Marauder territory. George threatening the 100-yard mark. He's going to take this one on first down, and this time he gets wrapped up in the backfield as Ryan San Miguel shot the gap and wrapped up George right as he took the handoff. Gage Patrick was there to help clean it up, but they get the loss of a yard on first down.
I feel like we've heard those names a lot all season, especially in the run game, but Ryan San Miguel's got such a good nose for where that ball is going. He's able to get in there and make the big play. Now you've got them in 2nd and long. They do not like to be here. We'll see the quick replay. And you'll see San Miguel come right through the gap, completely untouched.
Yeah, just a good run blitz.
Great job.
Yep, good run blitz on first down. 2nd and 11 now. Snap back, play action. Zingelman drops back, steps up in the pocket, still looking to throw. Now he's going to take off, and he's going to get hit from behind by Liam Hoskins. He will get a few positive yards on the play as Hoskins chased him down. Gage Patrick also in to help make the tackle, and it's a gain of 3 yards on the run.
Hoskins has a motor, and that motor has been going all night. He's been in all sorts of different positions. He comes around, he gets through the defense. He has to loop back to go and catch the quarterback, Carter Zingelman, and he does just that. Great job and a great game so far here tonight by Hoskins.
3rd and a short 8 now for the Cowboys, just inside the Marcus 41-yard line. We're just under 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter as they go with a 4-wide set. Now George motions out of the backfield. Snap back, Zingelman look to step up and run and gets away, and he is going to get tripped up short of the first down. What a play that time by Will Harrison. Zingelman looked like he was going to be able to accelerate out of that and Harrison just tripped him up from behind short of the first down.
Lucky to get that ankle. If Carter starts picking up his feet a little bit when he's running, he's going to break out of that thing. But you'll see here, he gets caught almost there, but then right there, that right ankle turns in, catches the left ankle, the 2 feet.
I got to tell you,
run together.
They marked this ball at the 35. Where his knee hit, that ball was back at the 37-yard line.
Harrison was, absolutely.
So it's now 4th and only 2 after a poor spot against Marcus. Offense stays on the field for Coppell. Play action, and Zingelman rolls. Pass is caught over the middle on the little play action RPO. He hits number 15, his tight end, Evan Mack, and dragging across downfield at the inside the 30 down to the 26 for a first down.
And that was impressive because that wasn't his first read. He wanted to go to the first man that slid out of the backfield, but that was covered up. He had to wait for the second read to pop open. That's the first time he's been patient here tonight. And we'll see, where does the knee come down? Will Harrison tackles him there, and that knee was at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that's where the knee hit. The ball was in front of him. That means that they got 2 yards on the spot when they shouldn't have. Handoff on first down to George. Go over left tackle. Finds room inside the 20 down to the 19. That'll be a gain of 7 yards for Jaden George. A 4th down conversion by the Cowboys has kept this drive going as they again lead 17-13.
And they just continue to lean behind that offensive line. A lot of movement that gets up there. They work in concert together. Very athletic offensive line. Maybe one of the more athletic offensive lines that Marcus has seen this season.
Yeah, and again, Jaden George, he does not fool around. He's not a guy dancing in the backfield. He's not pitter-patting. He is getting upfield. George gets it again, and he is quickly into the second level, pushing tacklers inside the 10 down to the 9. It's another 10-yard for Jaden George. He is up over 100 for the game.
And that's a problem because that was a straight dive off right guard, and when you're going to get that many yards off a straight dive, that tells me this defense is reeling right now.
Cowboys now have a ball 1st and goal here as they are trying to extend their lead here in the third quarter.
Getting anything they want offensively in the run game. When you can get 5 to 6 yards a pop, makes offense fairly easy, and that's going to be a false start. 53, the left tackle there, and the tight end on that left side get a little bit of movement. Good for Marcus.
Back that up to the 14-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal. Again, this, at the very least, Marcus really needs to see if they can hold him to 3 points here and keep this a one-score football game. Just really a couple of nice conversions here on this drive by Coppell. Have a 3rd down conversion for a first and also have a 4th down conversion.
And Coppell using a little bit of that Marcus strategy against them where they're running kind of a tempo, but they're not running fast.
Handoff to George on first down, picking his way through the line and just finding little gaps and is going to get down to the 10. That'll be a gain of 4 for Jaden George. That time showing a little shiftiness as he's just kind of bouncing in and out of little gaps and just picks his way forward for 4 yards.
Why is it a problem that Coppell is playing slow? All the other teams that Marcus has played play pretty fast, but they're going to play slow, and they are grinding this clock down. Yeah. This game is going to be over before you know it, so you really need to hold them here if you can to a field goal.
And they're not running tempo, but they are running no huddle,
Correct.
Which doesn't allow Marcus to substitute. 2nd and goal from the 10. Little pop pass forward, trying to get to the outside and not able to get there. Great job extending that play out. Easton Mitchell makes the play, forcing Crew Davis out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
It's a huge play by Easton Mitchell, who has to come from the other side of the field, but he comes down a little bit with the motion and then just beelines right to where the play is. You'll see a little bit of motion. You'll see a little bit of a shift here. Not much, but then all of a sudden you see Easton Mitchell and his look at the instincts just to break off, get off the block, and be able to get that tackle right at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and Ryan San Miguel, a good pursuit on that play as well. 3rd and goal, I should say, for the Cowboys at the Marcus 10-yard line. 2:20 to go here in the third quarter. 4 wide set, 3 receivers up at the top of the formation. Snap back to Zingelman, looking to throw. He's going to fire one towards the end zone to the back corner, and that pass is incomplete, but you're going to get a flag. Easton Mitchell's going to get flagged for interference. He did not like the call at all. He thought he made a good play on the ball and knocked it away, but they're going to call him for pass interference.
Well, watching that real time, I don't like the call either.
Didn't see the number on the receiver that that Zingelman was trying to hit. It was just a corner route out of the slot. And they moved this ball down to the 2-yard line because the penalty was in the end zone. Man.
Do we have a replay of that is what I'm wondering. We do not have the replay of that. I'd love to see if it didn't feel like or look like interference from up here. Easton Mitchell got his head around. He knocks the ball down. I don't understand where the foul could have been unless he had the other hand on his back.
So a new set of downs for the Cowboys as they get new life here on this possession to try and score a touchdown, and they do. On 1st and goal, that time they take advantage as Jaden George punches it into the end zone for the 2nd time tonight.
Well, this is going to put all the pressure that you want on this Marcus offense because they are going to have to get a score. You look at all the time that Coppell just ran off the clock nearly all of the 3rd quarter because think about this. Marcus had the ball for 3 plays. They punted the ball away. There's only 2 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. So, Marcus, you're going to have to play with some urgency now, and you got to find a way to get into the end zone.
Yeah, about an 8-minute drive here for the Cowboys, and they convert a 3rd down, a 4th down, and get a penalty on a 3rd down to keep the drive going, and the extra point is up and good. 24-13 Coppell with 2:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. This is Marcus Football Night on Tradio and Champion Sports Radio.
Sideline Spirit Co. is the fresh, reimagined way to do fan gear, born out of the heart of a Marauders mom. What started in the stands as ideas has grown into the official fan gear partner of Marcus Football. From hoodies and hats to game day essentials supporting the red, black, and silver, Sideline Spirit Co. brings a crisp, new look to Friday Night Lights. Every purchase supports our Marauders. Pick up your gear at the next home game in the north corner of the stadium. Look for the merch trailer. Follow at the Sideline Spirits Co. on Instagram and Facebook for what's up and coming, and visit us online at thesidelinespiritco.com. Are you looking to team up and need custom merch? Reach out to Whitney at thesidelinespiritco.com. Good luck to Team 40. Let's go, Marcus.
Each one, get some, get some, get some. Each one.
The Coppell Cowboys take their first possession in the 3rd quarter, and they go 70 yards in about 8 minutes, and they have expanded their lead to a 2-score game. It's now 24-13 Coppell, and yeah, now an uphill climb for the Marcus offense, trying to get back into this ball game. I mean, you got to give credit where it's due. Coppell was able to convert a 3rd down and a 4th down on that drive, and then got some help with a pass interference penalty. This kickoff was a high pooch kick, fair caught by P.C. Carter at the 29-yard line, maybe the 30. See where they mark this, and that's where the Marcus Marauders will take over, now needing to go down and answer and get this back to a 1-score game.
They sure do, and they have to do it kind of in a hurry. Now, I'm not saying that you have to run no huddle or anything like that, but you have to have some urgency here because every time Coppell has gotten the ball, they just kind of hold on to that thing and chew up clock and yards. And so, Marcus, a little bit of urgency is needed right about now.
Marauders going to come out. Torgerson in the shotgun with Cade McKnight in the backfield. A little bunch of receivers on the bottom of the formation. Torgerson snap back, and he's going to put one up for Susko, and that pass is just a little bit high. Defended well by number 1, Tyree Robinson, the senior cornerback. As, again, tried to do a little back shoulder, and Torgerson just didn't put it in the right spot.
Yeah, and that's about the 4th or 5th time that they've tried to go to that well. And Torgerson looks back and says, can we get a pass interference on that? No, you're not really going to get that.
I mean, there was some contact, but, again, you had both guys looking back at the ball.
Right, not enough.
2nd and 10 now. They go at least – now they shift.
They showed Mayfield in the backfield and shift out of it. Interesting.
Allen goes in motion. Snap back to Torgerson. Little roll to his right, and he's going to throw to the backside. He is Kogler wide open. He makes the catch. He's into Coppell territory. Knocked out of bounds around the 40-yard line. Just a little play-action rollout throw to the backside, and just a naked screen, and Kogler, like on his touchdown, wide open all the way down to the Coppell 40.
Well, they keep leaving Kogler wide open anytime he has his hand on the ground, which is where I think he started there, and you have a little bit of a misdirection with the shift at the line of scrimmage. Then you're right, roll right, throw back left all by himself was Kogler. Great job.
31 yards on the catch and run by Bear Kogler. 1st and 10 at the Coppell 40 for the Marauders. Handoff on 1st down to Carter Francis. Little bit of room up the middle. Going to get about 2 down to the 38-yard line as the Marauders are running a little bit quicker tempo now.
And here it is again. Kogler puts his hand in the ground, they absolutely forget about him.
Yeah,
he just comes
delayed.
out here by himself.
Yep. He hesitated like he was going to block and about a second, and then came out into the pattern, and nobody went with it.
You see, and this is what Marcus does that a lot of teams don't. They put their tight ends with their hands on the ground. Coppell looks at that, they think offensive lineman, and he's just running free through their secondary.
2nd and 8 for the Marauders at the Cowboy 38-yard line. This time it's Mayfield as the quarterback, keeps it on a little zone read action inside the 35. Going to get down to about the 33 for a gain of 5 to set up 3rd and 3, as he, for the first time tonight, was able to actually get a snap off at quarterback.
Yeah. You may ask, what do you mean hand in the ground? Well, that simply means that your tight end isn't standing up like a receiver, and what he's doing is hand in the ground right next to the lineman, easily not identified as a tight end if you're not paying attention. But one of those linebackers or strong safety has to account for Kogler when he's got his hand down on the ground like that. And here he is again.
3rd and 3 now for the Marauders, as they have 3 tight ends in the game. Under center is Torgerson. He's going to hand it to McKnight, who's going to cut up the field, gives him room inside the 25, down to the 24. Nice strong run by McKnight to move the chains. They're going to mark him at the 25 for a gain of 8.
Nice vision by McKnight as he gets a little cutback off a big block by Josh Turner, number 73, who gets up after the play from on top of his man, which you know that means he did a great job. They collapsed the middle of the field, and McKnight's able to make that jump cut over to the right to get those yards.
And we have a timeout on the field. We have a Coppell Cowboy down, so an injury timeout with 14 seconds to go here in the first half. Let's go ahead and take it with him while they attend to the injured Coppell Cowboy. It's 24-13, Coppell over Marcus. This is Marcus Football Night.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact Mike Bean for your personal price plan today.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Orthopedic Associates, proud sponsors of Marcus High School football. Whether it's a game-winning touchdown or a fierce tackle, we're here to keep our athletes strong and in the game. From sports injuries to joint pain, our team of top orthopedic specialists is dedicated to providing the best care to keep you moving. Visit us at Orthopedic Associates, where your health is our victory.
Back after the injury timeout, snap back, handoff on first down to McKnight, breaks a tackle, is going to get about 5 yards down to the 20, and that will be the final play of the first half. The injured player for Coppell was defensive end number 3, Braylon Powell, who did come off the field under his own power. He was slowly and limping, but he was under his own power, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. We go to quarter number 4, the Marauders having to win and get some help to get into the playoffs, and they're going to trail as we go to the final stanza, 24-13. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here on Marcus Football Night on Tradio and Champion Sports Radio. Change of plans. We're back here. Not going to take that commercial after all. But we do go to the fourth quarter, and you know the Marauders are doing what they need to do on this drive, Tim. They've gotten a big chunk. The run game has been working better on this drive. They've got the ball in position where they want to. 2nd and 5 down at the 20, trying to get this to within one score.
Well, drive when you have to have it, and they are playing like they have to have it. They've had some really nice plays out of the run game, and then you get that little pass play to your tight end, which I really like that. I would continue to put Kogler down with his hand on the ground and run him in routes that way to get him the ball more. He's been the most dangerous piece for this offense here tonight in the passing game.
Marauders, obviously, you know, even a field goal helps here to get you within a score. You want to get the touchdown. Now that you're into the fourth quarter, I think you'll see if the Marauders do punch it into the end zone, I think you'll see them go for 2 on this drive.
Absolutely.
2nd and 5 now for Marcus at the 20. McKnight in the backfield with Torgerson under center. 3 tight end formation here. And they're going to throw it to his receiver, Susko, and he cannot come up with it. He was trying to fight off the defender and tried to make a one-handed grab and couldn't come up with it. If he had, I get he's trying to get separation, but you got to get separation then try and get both hands back to try and make that catch.
Would have been one heck of a catch. This is just two guys that haven't gotten a lot of work together and honestly haven't played a lot of football, up until this year, especially Susko. So, that ball needs to be a little bit more inside. Not too far inside, though. That safety was coming over to help.
Yeah, that was Jaden Bibbs on the coverage. 3rd and 5 now. Again, Torgerson under center. And play action. He's going to look to throw, and he's going to fire one over the middle, and that is incomplete, knocked away by the defensive back, number 1, Tyree Roberson. He was trying to hit Roman Katab on a little short route. I almost wonder if I thought maybe he might come to the outside because it looked like, I think it was Huffman. It looked like he was coming open in the near flat.
Yeah, you sometimes wonder, that processing in the quarterback head, it goes quickly, and he had one primary read, pressure gets to you, and now it's a field goal opportunity. Like you said, at least get this 3 points on the board.
37-yard field goal from Santiago Diaz. High snap, and it's a fake. Jamison Mayfield picks it up, and he's going to take off, and he is going to be very close to the first down. It was a high snap, and we'll see where they mark it. They're going to mark him a yard short.
Oh, my goodness. I don't think that was a planned fake.
No,
maybe
I don't either.
It could have been. I don't know. High snap, though, for sure.
I think the high snap just threw the timing off, and Mayfield tried to get the first down. It was very close on the far side. He really had to come up out of his stance and couldn't get back down. Yeah,
this was absolutely a fake. This was 100% a fake. Susko was going to try to get downfield as a run-pass option, but Mayfield thought he was going to get it. I thought he got it as he puts his hand out there, but they mark him short. Now Coppell has the football.
It was ends up being a 4-yard run from Mayfield. I thought he was going to get there too, and just great pursuit from the inside stops him just short on the far side. Man, give credit because Mayfield tried to stretch the ball out.
You could
he couldn't
see
get
there.
it stretched out.
Yeah,
that was a great tackle by Madden Montague, number 14, the linebacker.
The way Susko took off from the line, I have to think that was a planned fake.
1st and 10 at the 16 now. Handoff to Jaden George. Up over right guard. Gets about 3 yards before he gets brought down. George having a fantastic night on the ground. Well over 100 yards this evening. 2nd and 7 now for the Cowboys. And the Marauders, now you're going to see the Cowboys, they're going to take their time. Their last drive went 8 minutes. They're going to definitely run this play clock on every possession and on every snap now.
It's going to be up to this defense to get a couple negative plays, which they have not been good at here over the last quarter and a half of football.
Shotgun snap back, play action. Zingelman looking downfield. Now he's kind of getting pressured and getting run out of there, and they're chasing, and the throw is upfield, and it's caught and into the open field, and this is going to be a touchdown. Just a scramble drill play, and he hits his junior wide receiver, Jackson Eccles, who just took off up the sideline, and he hit him in stride, made one man miss, and he was gone.
Well, that time, he was extremely patient in the pocket, almost waits too long, looked like he's going to take out of there, and what does the Marcus defense do? They start to collapse down on the running quarterback. He sees his man break free, throws it with a wrist, perfect throw, and then just an easy jog off to the end zone for Coppell. Forget about taking time off the clock.
Yeah.
They're just going to pull this thing away a little bit further.
81 yards on the catch and run by Jackson Eccles, the biggest play by far of the night for the Coppell offense.
Wow.
Extra point team is on. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And now with 10:50 to go, the Marauders are in serious trouble. They are now down 31-13 as we get another look at the play.
Here's the replay, and you'll see this is the first time he's really stood there. No real pressure to speak of until the very end. Now the pressure comes, so the clock in his head says, now I've got to get out of here. I've got to take off. I'm not sure how, because he hadn't kept his eyes downfield all night. So Marcus look, they just let him go right here and say, okay, we're going to come get the quarterback. Whoops, there goes my man behind me. He does here, right here. I think he's surprised. I can't see that number.
But that's Brady Moore. But
Brady Moore's
covering his
surprised
man.
that this guy catches the football, and off to the races you go.
Yep, Logan Loxley.
Oh, my goodness.
Logan Loxley had the coverage out in the flat, and as soon as he saw the scramble, he took a step
Just
forward
one step, that's
to
all
help
it takes.
pursue. And, Eccles did the smart thing, took off up the sideline, and like you said, just a great throw by Zingelman, hit him perfectly in stride.
A lot of times we see those throws kind of go over the head or get dumped in the dirt, or the quarterback doesn't have his head up. That time, everything that he did was perfect on that play.
Massive play in this football game. 81 yards on the play to Jackson Eccles. This kickoff is going to go well into the end zone for the touchback, and the Marauders will take over at their own 25 with 10:50 to go here in the ball game.
Now, I don't know. I saw the fake. We've seen a couple trick plays. I'm not sure what else Mike might have. Coach Alexander has in the hopper there, but this thing is looked to be stretched out quite a bit. You never want to give up.
Yeah, looking back at that play, I think you're right. I think that was definitely a fake, and I think it was designed for Mayfield to just, okay, if the guy's open, throw it. If not, use your athleticism. And it was just good. It was a good play. It was a half yard away from working, but Madden Montague just did a great job of getting to Mayfield at the last second to keep him from getting that first down. 1st and 10, snap back to Torgerson, and he gets hit from behind, and we have a flag down. They're calling that a fumble, so now there's a scramble at the 20-yard line. Hard to tell if his arm was moving forward when he got hit or not. But they're calling that a fumble on the field. We have yet to see a signal.
Be interesting to see what the foul was. But, yeah, I mean, he was clearly trying to throw the football. Did they hit it out before the arm came forward would be the question.
And they still haven't
signaled. They're going to say yes.
I mean, Coppell is celebrating, but I still have yet to see a signal from a referee about if this is a pass or a fumble.
Oh, and a holding against
so
Marcus.
The penalty was a hold on Marcus, and they are calling it a fumble. The Marcus players and coaches are all strongly disagreeing. Torgerson has got his helmet off, and he is angry because he thinks he was throwing that ball.
I mean, it looked to me like the arm was coming forward.
It was bang, bang, that's for sure. The Cowboys recovered at the Marcus 21-yard line.
Here's the replay of it. So we'll see a good picture here if that arm was indeed coming forward, or is this just a still picture? Oh, here we go. Super slow-mo.
I mean, it was a really good pass rush that time from Coppell. They got pressure almost immediately.
Right off the right guard.
Now that's a fumble.
Yeah, his arm was still backwards.
His arm has not started to come forward yet.
Came forward with an empty hand.
On first down for Coppell. Going to get down to about the 18-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3 on first down for Jaden George. Yeah, as we see the replay now, I mean, I can understand why Torgerson maybe thought he was throwing, but that ball, as he cocked it back, got hit, and it came forward with an empty hand.
Yep. You can never come forward with an empty hand. That is going to be a fumble every time. And this thing has turned into a little bit of a nightmare scenario, especially for the Marcus seniors.
And I think, I didn't see the number, but I saw it was one of the 50 numbers at defensive tackle that came through that time with the pressure. That may, I mean, Aaron Isbell is one of the starters. It could have been Tristan Chaudhary, as we've seen earlier. Another run on second down by George. He's going to get down to the 11, and that's going to be a first down as he gets the necessary yardage to move the chains, does George.
I see on your computer here that we have a barn burner on the NFL Thursday night game.
That isn't what I was trying to refresh. I just clicked on the wrong page there.
Do we have a score of the Hebron just for fun?
Yeah, if it makes Marauder fans feel any better, Hebron is up 35-7 in the third quarter over Flower Mound. 1st and 10 now for the Cowboys at the Marcus 11. Snap back, and it's going to be a pass towards the end zone, a fade route into the end zone. That ball is knocked away, but here comes another flag.
And that interference, I could see a little bit more than the other. He did have one of his arms pinned. He almost makes a heck of a catch.
Yep, Bradley Umi Ezioki is going to get to draw the flag this time.
Well, I mean, there's contact all the way down. He never gets his head turned around, so easy call for the referee that time.
Yeah, they were trying to hit Eshawn Mayer in the end zone, number 10. on the fade route. And Bradley just didn't play the ball. Played the man, didn't play the ball, and that's going to move the ball down to the 6-yard line. I guess they called him for holding as opposed to PI, so it moved the ball half the distance. Still first and goal, however. Shotgun snap, handoff to George, cutting up the middle, inside the 5, down to about the 3. George already has 2 touchdown runs tonight. Going to get about 2.5 yards on that carry.
Marcus defense trying to make it a little bit more difficult. They don't just want to lay down. I love that they're still showing the fight. That time they tried another pull. Did Coppell, but Marcus stands up strong. Even with the second effort, they didn't let him get in the end zone. So you love that.
Second and goal now from just outside the 2-yard line. Shotgun snap back, handoff up the middle, inside the 5 and into the end zone for the touchdown. It is KP Jackson, the freshman, who gets his first carry of the night, and he punches it in for the Marauders, and they have now expanded, and they have really put some distance between themselves and the Marauders, and now we have some pushing and shoving after the play, and the flags come out.
Yeah, maybe a little frustration setting in at the end of this thing, unfortunately. Just a straight handoff, no pulling guards or anything, just man-on-man blocking up front. And really, Marcus does a good job, but just good vision by Jackson.
Run. Yeah, Jackson is a freshman. KP Jackson, strong run by the freshman. Fresh legs checking in on that play.
Yeah, pun intended.
Yeah. And they're sorting out what the flags here.
Well, not a whole lot to do now except start the buses, Jacob.
And this penalty, they're going to call offsetting personal fouls on each team. So the touchdown counts. It's a 2-yard touchdown run for KP Jackson. Extra point, snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good with 8:38 to go in the ball game. It is now Coppell 38 and Marcus 13. This is Marcus Football Night on Tradio and Champion Sports Radio.
Can you feel it? The paradigm shift. The rising intensity as the engines idle. Let the race begin. Fire up your appetite. Farm fresh beef, straight from the source, to our grill, and from the sea to your plate. All of our ingredients are fresh and made to order. Dine in today and taste the fast and furious difference. Order online or take it to go and fire up your appetite at F&F Japanese Grill.
After the fumble by Torgerson, the Cowboys take advantage of the turnover and drive it in from 21 yards out. Finished off on a 2-yard touchdown run from KP Jackson. And this game has very quickly turned from a close, hard-fought ball game into a bit of a laugher. It's now 38-13 as Coppell has run off 21 unanswered points here in the second half.
It's not been a great night for this Marcus team. You really feel for these seniors who have put in so much work over the last 4 years and see the season kind of dwindle away in this game.
Yeah, and unfortunately for the Marauders, this season looks like it's coming to an end exactly like last season did. The exact same situation last year, needing to beat Coppell and get some help with a loss by Hebron, and doesn't look like either one's going to happen tonight.
Well, it's been fun.
It has been.
I've enjoyed hanging out with you for another season.
Definitely been fun, and we've enjoyed watching this team really overcome a lot of adversity that goes all the way back to fall camp in August. They've just had to overcome a lot here to even get into this position. 1st and 10 for the Marauders at their own 25. McKnight goes in motion out of the backfield. Torgerson is going to fire one up the near sideline, going for Mayfield. And that pass is caught. Great job by Jamison Mayfield to fight off the defender, get a little bit of separation, and make a catch inside the Coppell 40. He is being defended by number 29, William Ellis, on the play, and a great grab by Mayfield.
Yeah, with all the flags here tonight on passing plays, I'm shocked there wasn't one there. There was so much contact, but Mayfield able to fight that off. Look at Torgerson standing there strong. Look at this throw. What a throw. Perfect spiral. Comes up, gets the front of the ball to come back down, right in the bucket.
Little swing pass to Belton on first down, and that goes off his hands, incomplete. Don't know if he was going to get much on that. They had a little play action and were trying to swing it out to Belton in a flat on a naked screen, but it falls incomplete. 35 yards on the catch by Mayfield on the previous play.
And you know that the Marauders are not going to stop. They are not going to give up, especially seniors like Jake Torgerson, who are going to remember this night for a long time, and he's going to do what he can to compete until the very end. What a catch by Mayfield.
2nd and 10 now for the Marauders. Coppell 40. Austin Allen coming in motion. Torgerson takes a shotgun snap. It's low, but he picks it up. Little quick throw over the middle, caught by Mayfield inside the 35. They'll mark him at the 34-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6, setting up 3rd and 4.
Jake Torgerson now just letting it fly out there, the gunslinger. I mean, you might as well enjoy the last 7 minutes of this game and get what you can out of it. It's going to be fun to watch. We'll get to watch a lot of this group play again next year. So that'll be a lot of fun to come back.
3rd and 4 now for the Marauders, the Cowboy 34. Torgerson under center. He's going to hand the ball to Carter Francis. He's going to bounce it out to the outside. He's got room. Out inside the 25 and down to near the 20-yard line. Great job by Francis that time, bouncing that out and finding room on the far side of the field. He's going to get that down to the 21-yard line, a gain of 13.
Another one of those seniors that's had a really big season. A lot of fun watching him do his thing this season. He's had some opportunities to be RB1 as well. He's going to take advantage. He had the big run earlier tonight. And
46-yard touchdown run in the first half.
He's been a solid running back for this football team all year.
1st and 10 at the 21 for the Marauders. 7 minutes to go here in the ball game. Shotgun snap back to Torgerson. He's going to fire one out to the far side, just overshoots. He had Bear Kogler open on the corner route, just put a little too much on it, and over his head and out of bounds.
He sure did that time. That ball just kind of got away from him, sailed just enough to go over Kogler's head.
And we have a flag in the backfield, 2 of them actually back at the 25. That might be roughing the passer territory. We'll see what the flag actually is. There was pressure coming, and Torgerson got hit right after he released the ball. Well, never mind. That is going to go against the Marauders. They called a personal foul after the play on one of the Marcus Marauders. I think they said that was on number 64, Ronan Clem. I think they said 64.
Yeah, they did. 64 comes, Ronan comes right out of the game. He'll sit out for a play or two and go back in. He's shaking his head saying, no, I didn't do anything. I'm going to believe him. He was probably just playing a little aggressive, trying to protect his quarterback. And that's okay. That's okay.
And they called it a post-play foul, so 3rd and long now. It's a 3rd down. The play counts, and they throw a little swing pass backwards. It's a double pass play, and trying to get away is Belton. He was looking to throw, and now he's just going to try and see what he can get. Comes to the near side, now throws the pass, and it's caught by Torgerson, and Torgerson gets absolutely popped, and now there's going to be a penalty on Coppell after the play, as after Torgerson got popped when he tried to go up and catch that throw from Peyton Belton. Sorry, this was just dirty. Number 52, Dristan Chowdhury, who has made a couple of great plays tonight, including that interception in the first half, basically just kind of stomped/kicked Torgerson as he was on the ground.
Yeah, this is that turned really ugly. It looked like Jake Torgerson has popped up, luckily. But here comes, at this point, I don't want you to throw the ball. I want you to just keep running. I understand what you think you see, but you've really set up your QB1 starting quarterback to just get laid out and then, well,
Well,
he actually tried to bring his leg over, it looks like.
Yeah, what he did is he bent down and jawed at him and then just stepped over him. Yeah, I thought.
You can't step over somebody
well,
either
that's
like
taunting
that.
is basically what that is, and that was after the play.
It was a clean hit. I want to point that out.
It was.
But, I mean, gosh, you really set up QB1 to take a hit he should never take.
Yeah, I mean, that play, they were trying to set up a double pass, and the pressure got through on Belton, and he was just trying to see what he could get out of that.
Yeah, and he was ineligible because there was lineman downfield.
Here's the thing. Both penalties are going to get assessed because the unsportsmanlike was after the play, so it's going to be a first down for Marcus after they assess the penalties. So Marcus will get the ball at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10, because you're right. Illegal man downfield, which that will happen on a play like that.
100%, no question.
But
that's why I say just keep running.
Yep.
At that point,
exactly.
you come all the way over here.
Yeah.
Do not set somebody up to get destroyed. Just tuck the ball and get what you can. I appreciate the creativity, Belton. Next time, don't throw the ball to the starting quarterback.
Yeah, so the silliness by Tristan Chowdhury actually helps out Marcus as they get the ball, at the 1st and 10 back at the 26. Jamison Mayfield keeps the ball on a zone read as he was lined up at quarterback. Going to get about a 4-yard gain down to the 22-yard line. And things are getting chippy now out there.
Oh, yeah. You can see it. Here comes Jake Torgerson back into the game. What a tough kid.
He took that shot. I mean, he's a tough kid. He's been playing defense all year. He hits people and can take hits, so he took a good shot there for sure.
Well, I respect it. I felt that up here. Ooh.
Yeah, Tim reacted physically on that play.
I saw it coming. And so, that was not pretty.
2nd and 6, and they give it to Bear Kogler on a little jet sweep from the tight end position. And he's going to get the first down on a 6-yard run. Nice little twist there. As Kogler came in motion, they handed it to him on the jet sweep, and he moves the chains.
We don't see a lot of tight end jet sweeps with 2 pulling linemen, but there you go. And you got 2 kickout blocks there on the left-hand side. And good vision by Kogler to go upfield and not continue to try to go outside like a lot of ball carriers that don't get the ball often will do.
Yeah, that's a early year Travis Kelce type of play is what that is.
I like it.
1st and 10 at the 16 for the Marauders. 5.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. Snap is fumbled, and Torgerson just has to fall on it back at the 19. That'll be a loss of 3.
Yeah, I don't know what they had planned on that one, but
just a poor exchange.
And that happens. They're not under center a whole lot. Marcus is under more than most.
Yep.
But not a whole lot. And still, we got to think Jake hasn't had a whole lot of snaps under center this year. And that is there's a lot of work that goes into that. Let me just tell you, to get under and get that ball clean, there's a lot of work that goes into that.
2nd and 13 now back at the 19-yard line. This time Torgerson's in the shotgun. Play action, looking downfield, now rolling to his right. Nobody open, and now he's just going to try and see what he can get. And now he's going to fire one towards the end zone, and that's going to be incomplete. Kogler, it was just a scramble drill play. Kogler tried to get space and find somewhere for his quarterback to throw, and he had a step, but that play got blown up from the jump.
Well, he wanted to go to Susko, and Susko fell down on his cutback. He was trying to run a deep outside comeback here on the near side, and Susko falls down. At that point, it becomes a scramble drill because that is where Jake wanted to go with the football and had an opportunity. But the turf monster got the better of Susko on that one. He won't have that as he gets into his basketball season. No turf monster on the basketball court.
So it's going to be 3rd down and long. No, but we had a penalty. I didn't see that. Personal foul called.
And unsport. You know what it was, I bet? You saw the DB punch the ball after it was bouncing around. You cannot do that.
Okay.
And they called it.
Wow.
A little ticky-tacky for me
just a
at
little
this point of the game, but okay.
Little loss of composure here by Coppell in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, you can't punch the ball.
Lead.
That's a delay of game and unsportsman.
And now a timeout is called by the Marauders as the play clock was running down. It's going to be 1st and goal just inside the 10. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. It's 38-13 Coppell. This is Marcus Football Night on Tradio and Champion Sports Radio. Teams are coming back now onto the field after the timeout. 4:38 to go here in the ball game. The Marauders trail 38-13, but they do have the ball. First and goal just inside the 10-yard line after another Coppell penalty after the play. Snap back, direct snap to Cade McKnight on first down. He just lowers his shoulder and bowls his way forward to the 5 for a gain of 4.
Oh, no, and now we're going to have another post-play foul.
Man.
Flags flying all over the place.
Things have, again, gotten really chippy here in this fourth quarter, and both teams have been at fault. This possession, it's been more Coppell, but this one may go against Marcus.
And it's going to go against the offense, just a little bit of extra syrup there on the pancake. And extra syrup's okay as long as the whistle hasn't been blown. That time, not so much. So 4:26 and counting. And we're doing a massive change here for Marcus. We did a big line change.
Yep.
Jake Torgerson is coming out of the game.
Penalty backs it up to the 20-yard line, where it's going to be first and goal from back there after the personal foul. Or I guess it was after the play, so it's second down and goal from the 20. And, yeah, that is, I think, is that Mayfield at quarter? No. Yeah, it is Mayfield. He takes a snap and fires one towards the end zone, and it's going to be a big pass interference penalty.
Yeah.
He was trying to hit Roman Katab on a fade route as he took the snap and this time launched one towards the end zone, and we're going to get a big PI penalty, looks like.
Absolutely, that's going to be PI. There's no question. Good throw from Mayfield. We haven't really seen him uncork one yet this year. That's a lot of contact there on the back end of that one.
So that'll give the Marauders another new life inside the 10-yard line. They mark it down to the 5-yard line after the 15-yard penalty. Man, this has been a crazy possession here with a lot of post-play fouls and guys getting chippy and just doing dumb things. That one was that's just a football play, but still.
Timing-wise, this possession is taking about as much time as the rest of the whole half is taking with all these flags.
First and goal now from the 5 for the Marauders. Carter Francis is in the backfield. Torgerson under center. Hands off to Francis. Going over left tackle inside the 5. Down to about the 2 where he's going to get stopped. He found a hole, but it closed up before he could get to the goal line. And it'll be second and goal.
Closed up fairly quickly. I thought he was about to score, and then all of a sudden.
Momentum just stopped.
Gosh.
Cade McKnight will check back in now on second and goal. Ball just inside the 2-yard line. Just under 3.5 minutes to go. The Marauders trying to get another touchdown on the board here. Three tight ends in the ball game. McCrate is a nutback, and the ball is on the ground. McKnight picks it up again. It was another fumbled snap. McKnight was able to pick it up and save the possession, but he gets brought down back at the 6.
And Jake Torgerson, you can see by his body language the snap is just going below his hands for some reason. And he keeps saying that it's being snapped too low. Now, this is a new center, of course, over these last couple of weeks.
Yep. Fabio Farfan has been playing center the last couple of games.
Not a good recipe. New center, new quarterback, haven't worked a lot together.
So loss of 4 on the play. It's now third and goal for the Marauders. They'll spread it out, go with the shotgun. Austin Allen comes in motion. Torgerson rolling to his right, pressure coming on a blitz. He gets rid of it into the end zone, and it's intercepted. It was tipped by one of the underneath defenders and then picked off in the back corner of the end zone. Trying to see the number. It looks like number 16, Dalen Montgomery.
We have another penalty, I think another post-play flag that's going to come down against Marcus, I think, based on how the referees were reacting.
Yeah, I didn't see who deflected the pass, but one of the underneath defenders did tip that ball. And it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Marcus, and somebody was ejected.
Ejected from the game.
I didn't hear a number. Somebody from Marcus was ejected.
I think it was number 6.
That would be Roman
Katab.
I think he was the receiver back in the corner of the end zone.
He's the one they were pushing off the sideline at the end of that one, so I'm just guessing. He looked very upset. He was in the middle of it all. I don't see anyone leaving.
Yep,
Do you leave in high school if you get ejected? Do you have to leave the
I don't know
field?
if you have to go to the locker room or if you just have to stay on the sideline. I'm not sure what the rule is anymore. The rule has changed a number of times over the years. But, yeah, it's really unfortunate. That's the third turnover of the ball game for the Marauders. Checked out the fourth turnover of the ball game.
It's not been a banner evening for this Marauder football team. Just a lot to go through. I mean, it's been like a real Friday Night Lights movie this year for Coach Alexander and the crew.
First down for the Cowboys and into the open field. And inside Marauder territory, down near the 30-yard line is Dylan McAfee. We had a new quarterback in the game as well, Eshawn Mayer, who is also one of the reserve receivers. He gets his first snap at quarterback and gets it to McAfee, who runs it all the way down to the 30-yard line. That's a 50-yard gain for Dylan McAfee. You can see him right there. Actually, it was it's a 35-yard run because of the penalty. It started at the 35. He just went over a hole over right tackle, and Evan Sachs had to chase him down at the 30.
One of their bigger runs of the night. This will probably be the last play now until the 2-minute warning.
Split back shotgun set here. Handoff on first down, coming over left tackle. Not much there, maybe a yard or two. As on the handoff that time, it was number 17, the Jaden Todd, the senior running back, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. 38-13 Coppell leads. We will be back here. It is Marcus Football Night on Tradio and Champion Sports Radio. Both teams back out on the field. 2 minutes to go here in the ball game. 2nd and 8 for the Cowboys from the Marcus 28-yard line. Snap back, handoff. Yard or two maybe that time, as on the carry was number 26, Connor Imwold. As some reserves are getting some snaps here at the end of the game for the Cowboys. The Coppell Cowboys are going to finish their regular season with an 8-1 record. They'll have gone 6-1 in district play, and they will go on to be the number 1 seed in Division I out of District 5-6A, as they will advance to the playoffs starting next week. The Marauders will finish their season at 5-4, and they will finish 3-4 in District 5-6A. 3rd and 7 now for the Cowboys. And a little run up the middle by the backup quarterback. He's going to get about 6 yards, Will Mayer. And before he gets brought down, 2 yards short of the first down, so it'll be 4th down. Got to think Coppell will just let the play clock run down and then just snap it and try and end this game here on this play. Marauders are going to come up just short of the playoffs for the 2nd year in a row, unfortunately.
The good news is there's no way that in 2026 they can go through the adversity that they went through this year.
And it's been tough. We could run you down the list of injuries they've dealt with this season, but it'd be long. Snap back on 4th down, hand up the middle. Oh, and this is going to be close. I don't think he got it. Looks like the Marauders defense came up with a stop, and they did. Now we have another late flag at the end of the play.
Well, no matter what, this will be Marauder football. You would think that is a post-play flag.
You would think, yeah. Marauders got the stop. The flag came in after the whistles blew, so we'll see what it is. But I believe, again, that was number 17, Jaden Todd, I think, on the carry, and the Marauders stopped him a yard short. So it is a personal foul after the play, but it will be Marcus football because they did get the stop. I believe they called Bradley Ezioki for pulling somebody off of the pile.
I think so.
Yeah, but the referees have no tolerance for anything right now, as chippy as this second half has been.
I can understand that.
Yep, so the Marauders will take over after the penalty at their own 10 with 27 seconds to go. And they'll get another snap here.
Are you trying anything here, Jacob?
No.
No, me either. It's been a fun season, though.
Yeah.
And
we've had fun watching a lot of these seniors. You know, Logan Loxley, Austin Allen, Carter Francis, Easton Mitchell, Bradley Ezioki, Roman Katab, Cade McKnight, Noah Witter, PC Charming, Gabe Rose, Peyton Belton, all these seniors. Ryan San Miguel, quarterback tonight, Jake Torgeson.
Well, you're
Brady
talking about
Moore,
some big names that are going to be missed. Holy
Brady Moore,
moly.
Luke Susko. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Vincent Bowie play this year because of the injury. That was unfortunate.
Fumble.
And we got a fumble on the handoff here on first down. Just a bad exchange. And you hate it to end like this. And
You
it
sure
is
do.
a recovery. The running back in the game was Rockwell Sylvester, the senior who they were trying to get a snap to, and it was just a bad exchange, and the ball is covered by Coppell, and they'll be able to kneel this thing out. You know, Will Harrison, who's been so good this year. Gavin Huffman, the big H.
Oh, Gavin Huffman. He's been the plow for this run game most of the year. Wherever he goes, you run behind him.
It's been a strong senior class, and they've had to had a lot, like we've talked about, had a lot of adversity to deal with this year.
Some on the field, some off the field.
Yep.
And
Tanasi Jager, we hope he's doing well.
Yep.
After he got hurt a couple of weeks ago over at Flower Mound. Sammy Torres, one of the offensive linemen, Jimmy Graham. Tell you what, also give credit to these guys the last 2 weeks on the offensive line who have really stepped up.
Yeah. Gotten some good experience for next year.
Yep.
And we hope for the best in recovery
Absolutely.
for Colton Nussmeier as he's going to go into this offseason and nothing on his mind except getting 100% for next year's kickoff.
And that is going to do it for tonight as Coppell kneels it down, and they will win this game tonight by a final score of 38-13. They finished the season, as we said, 8-1. They will go on to the playoffs as the #1 seed out of this district in Division I in the Class 6A playoffs. So good luck to the Coppell Cowboys. Also good luck to the other playoff teams in this district. The district champions, the Denton Geyer Wildcats, the Louisville Fighting Farmers, who will be going into the playoffs as well, and then the fourth and final playoff spot earned by the Hebron Hawks, as they will go into the playoffs as well. So good luck to all of those teams out of 5 6A. Your final score tonight here from Marcus in the regular season finale. The Marauders fall to the Coppell Cowboys by a final score of 38-13. Tim, it's been a pleasure, as always, brother, doing these games. Tim and I have been doing games for about 5 years now. And thank you also to Trey Bell and the entire Tradio crew for a fantastic season covering Marcus Marauder football. Everyone have a safe drive home, and good night, everybody.